And we are back to Icewindale after our little holiday break. We're ready to dive back into the cold, snowy mountains. So, last session, the group had invaded the Duragar outpost outside of cairncerning, bested the interlopers here, and finally came face to face with one of the Sunblights themselves. You had been tipped off about the best entry from several dwarves that you persuaded to give you the information, and then dealt with, disposed of, shall we say, not risking them returning back. But yes, the way that they told you basically avoided getting seen by their lookouts, and you managed to invade past their locked doors and such, avoiding the pit trap and kill box, and you actually managed to handle the fight fairly well. There was a couple of hairy moments once one of the mind masters retreated and then summoned a load of these strange undead creatures. At least they appeared to be, but for some reason when you used your detect undead Hulla, they didn't appear to be like under some sort of undeath, but rather animated through some sort of plant-like spore. It was clearly had grown out of control, but despite the fungus growing on them, you could actually make out a familiar face, a heavily decayed um, friend of yours. I believe his name was Crow's Nest Cole, and you too as well, Geist. You managed to recognize another one of your tribes member, Halafia. He was a hunter, part of your tribe, but his mind was not his own. And though he was clearly dead, his spirit lingered, and the White Lady managed to connect your souls such that you were able to sort of bond to him and understand perhaps what happened. But it seems now he's part of your pack, part of your ever growing collection of spirits. We'll say uh,
Yep.
tokens of the departed, and you donned his winter wolf cloak as well.
Yep. I now have
And
two
with
wolf
that,
cloaks.
and you managed to loot a lot of the belongings here, several more Shardlin shards, as well as looks like orders from a a higher up, perhaps, and a map that you had to translate from Dwarven, highlighted two key areas that are not on your traditional map, and that is one X down here that was called Zardarok's Fortress, and there was another which was next to you that was basically highlighting the Durakar outpost. But yeah, with that, you buckled down for a long rest, and you took watch, making sure that no other dwarves returned during the night. But seems you killed all of those, and the night passes without much of a hitch.
Are we doing
Um,
any actual watches or
Yeah, we should probably rotate through watches.
so I'll
yeah,
take a watch, ideally with either 6 or 7 or Sarah with a Hulla.
Either way,
I'll
I'll
do it
take
with
a
a
watch
you
fan.
with you. Okay, yeah, go. You go.
Sounds
I think you
good.
also 607 also volunteered to watch in the bunker.
Ah, on Sentry.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Well, as I say, you've already got your long rest, so nothing disturbs you during the night.
Yeah. Well, I go to have a chat with Hulla as we take a watch.
Yeah, feel free.
Do-do-do. Down by the steps or something, I don't know.
Loudest door in the world.
It is! What is up with us?
Um, that's your
Uh,
browser volume, not the actual.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not. It's not
So,
Utopia.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Ambience maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
You
those
can try
bound-
and turn ambience down. I've got mine at 20%.
Yeah, let's see if I can find where that setting is. There's
It should just
So-
be in user volume controls under playlists, but
So as we're looking out, Barritomus is just like pretty intense couple of days.
Yeah, I feel like that's all that we do really is pretty intense. Couple of days.
I know, but like
And
I mean like with kind of what we did, not more what we've had to deal with.
what do you mean?
You know, with a 2 dwarger in the shop.
Oh, that.
Yeah. How are you feeling on that? Because personally, I don't feel great.
I. It's funny. It didn't bother me that much at the time because we needed to know the information, and I wasn't the one doing all the most of the stuff, but I feel like I shouldn't have done it now. I feel like as a cleric, I mean, if I'm gonna follow my god and do good things and bring balance, that was maybe a no-no.
Yeah.
But
I mean, considering path I'm supposed to be taking, it didn't feel very hero-like, even if the overall outcome was what we did here today.
well, for your, and sorry if this is maybe a question that is a little personal, but are you supposed to be like a hero or just an adventurer? Like, is morality a big part of your whole deal there with your god or patron or whatever?
Well, yeah, hero was a very specific word that they used.
Ah,
And
okay,
they, they,
because
they kind of just give me this boost because I saved someone from going down a wrong path as well. And then we went and, well, scared the living shit out of those guys and then left 6 or 7 to murder them, who seemed very happy, by the way, at that.
he does not seem to mind it as much.
Yeah, he seemed
He's.
kind
I mean, I don't want to be accusing people of being, murderer types, but that was a little worrying.
mm,
I don't know. Do you think we need to like talk with him, or do we just need to like do you want to
I,
be the ones to step in next time?
I don't know. I think there shouldn't be a next time, and if there is, maybe we should keep an eye on each other to keep ourselves in check before we start
Okay,
pushing it 6 or 7.
I can
Because
I can be that for you if you can be that for me. Tell you what,
yeah,
because I don't. Because you're right. I got a little bit of a power boost, I think, because I had saved a couple of lives, and it feels like that's at risk from being taken away again. I don't want to. I don't want to backslide. You know.
yeah, like maybe we let the power get to us a little bit.
I was just thinking it was really nice to be in control of things for once. And I mean, I was thinking that we it was for the greater good, you know? Like we had to sacrifice these guys so that we could save the village or
Yeah,
whatever. But I
but
don't think that's a thing that we should keep doing because the greater good is pretty nebulous when you think about it.
it's a it seems like a very fine line. Like how many people out, if we were to deem it acceptable, how many people are we allowed to kill like that for it to be worth the greater good? Like, can we kill 100 people if it means saving 1,000? it just doesn't seem,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
a hero
see,
path.
part of me says, yeah, like of course, 1,000 people you want to save them, but on the other hand, that doesn't seem like a good answer to that question, you know?
Mm.
But I don't know if do you save 100 people and let 1,000 people die? That doesn't seem like a great solution either. I don't know. I've been trying to
Yeah, but
I've been trying to think about it and work
could
it
we?
out, and all I can figure out is we do the good that's in front of us
Yeah,
and just
but could we have done this without all that information? What's to say that we couldn't have?
well,
Did we? Did we let go of a little bit of our souls just to get a bit of information that, yeah, benefited us, but we might have been able to do without?
we might have. I don't know. That was a pretty big trap that
Mm.
they had. I mean, in this situation, I knowing what we know now, I don't think we could have made it here without that information. But maybe there was a different way to get it. Maybe once we got with the information, maybe we didn't have to kill them. Maybe we could have just turned them in or something.
Or
Or
or just made sure that we got here before they got here.
yeah,
If they were going to turn us, they seemed like they didn't really want to come back after giving up information like that.
true. I think what's worrying me is not so much the information that we got, it's the way that we did it.
Mm.
And the
I think it was the killing them afterwards, like
yeah,
scaring them
killing.
and threatening them. That could have been deemed acceptable. I think it was they begged for their lives and we just murdered them in
Didn't.
cold blood without even giving them a weapon to die with or no honor in it.
I don't feel good about that.
No.
It doesn't.
Like the other
Yeah,
ones we killed, at least they died. It felt more self-defense. It felt more like they died doing,
fighting
yeah, what they would want to do, fighting.
on their feet, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So let's try not do that again. Hopefully.
Uh, 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 let's just have each other's backs on this, okay? That we try not to kill people if we don't have to,
Mm.
and we can support each other, and that if it comes down to an argument, then at least I know where you're coming from. You know,
Yeah,
what side of the debate you're on? Does that does that sound fair?
it does. It's,
Okay.
I
And I
don't
mean,
want I don't want to say it's a deal because, you know, I work with a patron.
oh right, yeah, sure. But
But
we'll kind of just have an understanding of that.
yeah, an understanding.
Yeah. And you know that I'm trying to do better and set things right, and that one was a bit of a backslide. That was a mistake, but
Yeah.
we
That
can
that
still sometimes the road to progress isn't smooth and you stumble a little bit, and I think maybe that was
few
just a stumble.
few steps back before you can take a few steps forward.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not beat ourselves up too much about it. And just try and do better going forward, I guess. Does that sound, because like I think being a hero is tough. And I think there's more than one way to being a hero, and there's a lot of heroes that have done a lot of really awful things. So I don't want you to
Yeah.
like eat yourself up over it.
Certainly won't be a story I tell the family.
Yeah, and probably a lot of heroes have done that. So if you're worried about your Like, you still have your powers and stuff, right? So your patron hasn't given up on you, and I think my god hasn't given up on me yet. So I think
That's a
maybe
good,
it was,
good
yeah,
sign.
it's a good sign, and maybe they understand that we can't be perfect, but we just have to keep trying, and we have to do even better now, right?
Yeah.
Y-
Let's
Yeah,
let's try and help the others as well. Who knows? Maybe we can keep 607 a bit calmer, less
maybe.
bloodthirsty. I don't know. It's sort of sometimes he seems all right, and sometimes
Well,
we
sometimes he's very quick on being defensive about being the murdery one, but then he goes and murders people, and
yeah.
uh, so I don't really know. I'm not sure where he's coming from on that, or like
Mm.
what his deal is, and I don't want to accuse him or be speciesist against the construct, but because that sucks. But I don't know. Maybe he feel things the way that we do.
Mm.
I'm not sure. Sometimes I just we're part of a group anyway, and maybe he's got to be the tough part of the group, and maybe we've got to be the um hall monitor part of the group. You know,
A hall monitor.
like just keep people in line sometimes, or just remind them that there are rules sometimes that you gotta
Mor-
follow.
Morality monitor.
Yeah, I guess that too. That's a big word to worry about, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. You and I have bigger callings. We have responsibilities.
I think it's a bigger calling. I genuinely don't know what the outcome is of when I become this hero. I don't even know where does it count when it says I was asked before, like, does it count like when one person calls me a hero? 10? 100? A whole city? A whole land? Do I have to become a hero to the world before I can get back to my old life?
That's a
I
pretty
don't
big ask.
I
There's,
I don't know where it would stop. And I don't know what what do they get out of it. I was kind of just thrown into this and a few times now.
they've just said you have to be a hero, but nothing more.
Pretty much.
It's being a hero or being called a hero, because those are two different things, man. Like being a
I
hero, you don't have to get anybody's acclaim for that. You are a hero. You're going above and beyond to like help out these people, and you've come back from the dead to like literally, you know, go out and try and save people. Like if that doesn't
yeah,
count, what are we even doing here?
think it has to be bigger than this. I'm just hoping at the end of all this, then that's that. Even if it
Like,
means like losing all these special gifts.
but then you get to go home.
That's the plan.
I think that's a good little stopping point there.
And then
All right.
we go and bring up the next people and so on and so forth. And if anyone
Yeah,
else wants
that's
to
it.
do a chat, role play,
And
whatever.
Hulla, as
Yep.
you head back to your dorm, still got that kind of hacking cough from the poisonous vapors that you inhaled from those strange spore creatures. And it's, out of game, you're actually under the poison condition, but
Hmm.
something doesn't fit right with your like kind of throat. Feels like there's some kind of sore tingling sensations And it's just a cough that kind of keeps you up a little while before you can finally fall back to sleep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna role play that because that's really unpleasant sound wise.
Of
But
course,
yeah,
no, yeah,
but yeah.
for sure. All right.
It's still so.
Is everyone else just getting a nice long rest, or is there anything you'd want to do during the night?
I want to be out in my little in the turret there watching, and I'm going to take out
Yeah.
the one of the Charlatan pendants,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to put it around my neck and just see how I react to it,
There is
and just leave it there.
leaving it there begins slowly at first. You can hear these kind of faint whispers, and if you're leaving it there for longer, they start to sort of intermingle and whisper things to you, directly to you. It doesn't just sound like background chatter. It sounds like they're trying to garner your attention. But there's something, perhaps a barrier, that's unable to like really fully break through to you. Maybe it's the physical lack of a humanoid brain, or maybe it's trying to play on some other kind of emotion that you seem to lack or fully understand. But I will ask you to roll me a charisma saving throw. Yep, just as I described. Feels as though whatever whispers these mean to like influence you in some capacity, but you're unmoved, unswayed by them.
Okay. Right, but I hear that they're there.
You can hear them, yes, but they're kind of still incoherent, and they sound like the ravings of someone mad or insane. You can actually, you can actually roll me a perception check if you want to try and pick out what one of these sayings are.
That's not going to go well. Yep. No.
No, it's too intermingled. It's like in my leash. It's just all intermingled nonsense. Deeds of the echoes, Lord of Shadow. Just nonsense to you.
Useless. Okay.
Okay, all right. And I think then with that, we can all awaken in the morning. It is just as freezing cold as it was in the night in this stone, in this stony cage. There is some faint light, but it's just as dim as you're used to. In fact, actually, it's probably darker here than anywhere because you're in the mountain side itself, and it's also shadowed by the mountain. If the sun rises in the east, then it's sure enough going to be completely blocked by this massive mountain that you saw as you were approaching the outpost itself. You have all come to and awoken. Prepare your spells, organize your belongings, and you're ready to head out. Then it seems as though Eve is willing to head back with all the gear. You don't want to trek up a mountain with that, of course. But
Yeah. Yes. So our plan for today: head up the cairn and see if we can find whatever the adventurers were looking for, and maybe them, I guess. Though we probably don't want to send the Axebeaks back to town. I guess we leave some of the Axebeaks here because we can't take them up the mountain, can we?
Axe beams are not great at climbing. They're great on the open tundra, but you could take them but not climb with them.
Yeah, but then they're at the bottom of the mountain in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do we think? Leave the axe beaks in here where it's warm enough for them?
We're not going to use them to help the climb?
Well,
How
they're
do-
not really designed for climbing mountains. It's going to be tough for people, let alone. Though, to be honest, do we really have the equipment to go climbing mountains? I mean,
I do. Well, I'm not
There-
there yet.
There's got to be some stuff in here, right? Surely the Dwargar had supplies.
it's, I mean, possibly in the armory or somewhere like that. Maybe something we missed yesterday. Though, to be honest, if we've got ropes and one of us has, like, pitons and grappling hooks and stuff, we can probably...
I've got a grappling hook. I've got crampons. I've got pitons.
That might be enough.
Just ropes.
Okay, I hate to say this because this is always a bad idea, but do you want to split the party? It's and I can stay here with the axe beaks while y'all scout and then come back and collect us. Send somebody back to collect us if you would like.
Not necessarily a bad idea, but at the same time, we don't know what we're going to face. We might not have the opportunity to send someone back.
Good morning, everyone.
I've been muted
Morning.
this whole time. I was just saying, we can just send Eve back with the axe beaks.
Yeah, but won't we want the axe beaks when we get down the mountain to be able to get back to town?
Well,
is sort of the thing, because we're basically at the base of the mountain now.
That's what I mean.
Would we not leave the axe beaks here where there's shelter?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Leave-
Leave them here.
Leave Eve here with them then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can leave Eve
with
here.
them. There's shelter. There's food. They had supplies for other things. They've got. There's heat. They're close by.
Or
What's the issue?
I suppose Eve, if we plan to sell the stuff, Eve could head to the nearest town and then come back with the axe beaks, like sell the stuff and then meet us back here.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're gonna
And then we
need.
can have a glory. Oh,
sorry, was that 6 or
we're
7?
gonna need what? Oh, what were you saying? We're gonna need something?
Well, we're gonna need the axe beaks to effectively get back to town, but if Eve can sell the stuff whilst we're climbing this mountain, that's probably the best use of our time. You know, rather than us having to do it after we've done all of this. It will potentially allow us to then head straight to deal with the hag once we dealt with the mountain, depending on how that goes.
You okay? You dealing with some poison issue there, Geist?
Sorry. This new ghost, it's taking some getting used to.
What do you mean, new ghost?
New ghost? I'm sorry.
New ghost?
Yes, it seems that as part of this pact with the Pale Lady, I managed to somehow bond with the spirit of one of my tribesmen who was killed here, one of the plant zombie guys. And so now he's in my head too.
So how many?
Getting busy in there.
Yeah, how many voices in your head can you take before you go crazy?
I don't know. But if we're climbing mountains, hopefully he was quite good at climbing, so hopefully his knowledge will pass through to me, aka I'm going to use my Whispers of the Dead to get athletics proficiency.
Oh, don't worry, I will stick by my promise I made to you.
Yep.
Also, I have no pitons. Like, I didn't think we were going to be climbing a mountain today.
Well, we can probably jury rig some from some of the gear here, but to be honest, if we've got some, we just need one person to be able to successfully climb and set the pitons, and then with the rope, right?
And that's you, since you can climb now, thanks to your dead friend.
I'm at least a bit better, though. I would imagine those who have a bit more upper body strength than me are probably a little bit more capable of it still, but I'm certainly willing to give it a shot.
Well, between all of our supplies, we should be able to share most of it.
Yeah, exactly. And we've
We
got
don't
the
need.
tents, so
Were there no
let's.
pittons in the armory? Did we not find anything climbing gear wise?
That's what I just said. There's got to be.
Chris?
I'm just trying to remember myself because I did lay out all the
Yeah,
items and stuff.
I remember
was-
some tools, but woodcarver's tools, navigator's tools, fishing tackle, and alchemist supplies, I think was what we found.
There you
Don't
go.
remember us finding a climbing kit. So there's at least some rope in this room. I can see it on the map.
Yeah. So what was listed was what was found.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, so we'll make
it's
do with what we have. We can reuse the pittance if we need to.
exactly. We just have
Like,
to.
Give us a path.
Right.
Okay.
Let's start heading that way, I guess. Everyone ready? I mean, it could end up being nothing, but they went up there for a reason.
You want me to leave Bits behind in order to guard the axe beaks? That will free up Eve. And Bits can guard the axe beaks. At least somebody won't just come take them.
Well, Eve, I think, is going to transport the gear back to the town and sell it off whilst we're doing this, because...
Yeah, go back
Right.
to
Right.
Koenig and sell
Yeah.
the goats as well, probably. And
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, Bits is not going to do well climbing the mountain anyway.
I mean, Bits can stay with Eve then. An extra person probably suitable. I don't know if you want to bring your owl, whose name has temporarily slipped my mind.
Andy.
Andy
is what they were named.
Yes, and
Bits guard. Andy guard.
So you'll leave.
we're gonna leave Andy and Bits with Eve, and Eve's gonna carry stuff back to town using our 2 or 3 sleds that we now have and the axe beaks, whilst we go climb a mountain.
Yeah, I'm missing Bits with Eve to guard the axe beaks, and Andy can fly. So Andy's not going to have a problem climbing like Bits would. And I don't want Bits... If Andy falls off something, she'll just glide to the ground.
True. Yeah, bring Andy with us then.
Okay. Yep, makes sense if you're climbing up a mountain.
Yeah.
Andy can fly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I'll just check. Discord was weirdly cutting out for people then.
yeah, I was
Let
losing
me change.
part of sentences.
I'm gonna just change the region to like EU West.
Right. We will
Sorry,
be
EU.
maybe having some
West
slight
recognise it?
technical difficulties, people watching, so give us a few moments.
I just changed the location. Hopefully that doesn't
Yeah.
change anything drastic. All right. Okay, so
Right.
that's Eve staying back with Bits and Minerva
Hmm.
and taking the axe beats and the goats to town, coming back after selling stuff and maybe coming back with some more equipment if needed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get the rest of you, and this looks like the party ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until everybody else is left, just so I can have a moment with Eve at the end.
Absolutely, yeah. Go ahead now.
And I'm just gonna say, just quickly to her, you have what, 3 goats? Don't be afraid to slaughter one for meat.
Oh, you're right.
The group will need to eat. And then I'll walk back to the rest of everybody else.
Okay. You head out the front massive gates and lower yourself with the chain, securing it behind you. And they begin to look around. This is a long gorge you're going to have to exit out of and then probably wrap around the side of Kelvin's Cairn to look for an embarkation location. Now, you can use Andy to try and scout that, but before we do that, I should really roll for weather
Terrible.
because
Yeah.
we are currently in the middle of a blizzard, but
Yeah, we don't
that
want to
was
be
like
climbing
hours ago.
blizzard. We don't want to be climbing a mountain in a blizzard if we can help it.
No, you are so lucky. Oh my god. You
Wow,
are
we just
so
came out of it, didn't we? Oh,
You
we're on a
didn't
ray
just
of
come out
hope,
of it.
are we?
You're on a ray of hope.
Oh.
Yep.
Ah, it
Ray
is
of
a
hope
glorious day, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't believe it's literally the perfect day for climbing a mountain. Otherwise, this could get really hairy. Wind, etc. Lack of vision. But this is a clear sky. In fact, I'm almost tempted to just drop down a nice image of what Kelvin's Cairn looks like on a clear day. I didn't think I'd ever use this art because I was like, when is it ever going to be like a clear sky? But
Alright. And that's going to be
no.
for 6 hours, right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
Where am I? Chapter 1.
What,
Yeah.
what would we have to roll to
So-
go straight back to the Ray of Hope again if we re-roll? I don't know if it's even possible.
You'd have to roll a 12, which is very slim.
Yep.
And that would stay as a ray of hope. But yeah, on a clear day, Kelvin's Cairn looks like a beautiful locale to trek or even attempt to climb. Ignore the stars, of course. This is during the morning, but yeah, for once in a lifetime, it seems as though the curse has been lifted from Icewindale. Perhaps all this talk of heroism has truly shone through. A new leaf has been turned, both metaphysically and in a sense of nature itself. Let me drag you to the actual map so you can see just how close you are to Kelvin's Cairn as well. So you're coming out the gorge, you have to go around. But now, if you would like to use Andy to scout all the way above, you've got clear vision. You may even be able to see their trail or where they started.
So we
Would you like
get
to give me
advantage?
a perception check with advantage?
With
with Andy?
advantage. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, keen senses.
See what the owl can see.
Does Ashanti
Mhm.
roll the perception or does Andy roll the perception?
It's
Should be
Andy.
Andy. Yeah.
Okay.
If you have a look at their character sheet, they've got +5 to their perception, and that's
21.
16 as well. Nice, very nice. That is more than enough to do a quick circle around, and it doesn't take long. You figure if they'd have embarked from cairncerning, they must be somewhere on perhaps the the west or southwest side of the mountain. And yes, sure enough, you actually see the makeshift remains of a campsite that is at the base of the mountain. And you can begin to approach there if you'd like. It's got like flags flapping in the wind, and you can see a tent that still seems to be intact, hasn't been completely buried under snow. They look like they picked a location just near the rock face, so the winds didn't. The wind, it was sheltered from the wind, basically. Perfect. All right. Well, in that case, didn't expect to go to this so soon, but here we go. We'll just drag you there. You don't even have to roll any survival checks to get there. It's like a clear day. It's not even that cold. Like there's not even any frost checks this morning. So the only one thing I will say is that poor Hulla, you are still coughing up. In fact, you could even give me a Constitution save again. And this isn't a frost check. This is just something else entirely.
Ooh,
Okay. Yep. That's
that
good to
could be
know.
better.
Those
I'm
who
going to
look
be
at
trying to conceal this,
Hulla,
by the way, as much as possible.
that
Don't
was
play it
what I was
off.
about to bring up.
Yeah.
Because the coughing is one thing that kind of hints off at it, but those who are concerned about your coughing and look in your direction notice that one of your eyes has kind of gone a bit more milky than the others. Like it's almost like whited out slightly, and your vision is a little blurred. It's part of the poison condition. Your vision is
Cool.
like slightly going in
Cool.
one eye.
Right. Okay.
You
No,
okay,
it's
Hulla?
fine.
You,
It's fine. I think I just yeah, those mushroom things were pretty nasty. Might take me a day to shake this. It's
I
probably
mean,
fine.
have you got any does any of your magic solve that problem?
I'm guessing not. I'm guessing no. But
Uh, I there is.
a
If
lesser is
it's
it
a
a lesser
poison,
restoration?
yes,
A lesser restoration would do it.
it would.
Yep. Which I didn't prepare
You could
today
prepare it.
because
Well, it's the start of the day still. If you
all
would like
right.
to, I will let you. But
All right.
it would
I
mean
will.
starting the day off with one less spell, which is a shame. But if you don't want that poison condition, that is definitely how you can
Yeah,
get
I
rid of it.
mean, disadvantage on all ability checks whilst climbing a mountain doesn't sound good.
Ugh.
No.
All right. I
But
didn't want
that's
to. Yeah, I
just
didn't want to use the spell,
yeah,
but
it's a tricky one. Yeah, but I don't think we've got any other ways round it, unfortunately.
let's go ahead and roll that then.
Unless Faith was
No
here, but
need. You
So
simply casting the spell will exhume you of this horrible disease that's spreading. This seems to be some sort of fungus that's you've inhaled, and you can feel it as it's like being pulled away from your body. It's like it's trying to attach itself, climbing higher and higher towards like your brain stem and like your optical nerves. And
ooh.
there was this moment where it just feels like your eyeball kind of like twitches suddenly as the poison is released. And goodness knows what would have happened if it had reached your brain. That you might have had loss of control or loss of self, perhaps.
Let's just hope I didn't need that bit of energy / spell
yes.
slot for
But
anything else. Nobody get into trouble, you guys.
I mean, even if you did, I mean, considering where that effect came from, I mean, we don't want you ending up like one of those.
Well, I would have stopped it before it got that bad, but I was hoping it was
I
gonna,
mean,
you know.
the difficulty is, of course, judging when it's about to get that bad if it's not something any of us are really familiar with.
Well, 607 would have taken me down, right?
Always.
See, no worries.
Yeah. Well, let's focus on climbing the mountain. Hopefully,
Hi.
the worst we have to deal with is nature and nothing else.
Maybe a yeti. I
All
can. I
right.
feel like I can handle a yeti. Just maybe not a undead giant again.
Yeah, an
So
undead
let's watch out
giant
for
would
those.
be unfortunate. Um, considering Geist
Tempting
is
God, though.
considering Geist is a native of like this area, does he have any reason why it's called Kelvin's Cairn? Because I have no idea outside our character. And I've read some of the books about this area, and I still don't think it's
You
ever
can
come up.
roll. It would be a history check.
Let's see. Have I heard of this in stories? Bad.
Kelvin's Cairn. You only know of what I kind of told you and alluded to earlier, and that is a cairn is most commonly referred to as a gravesite, and with a gravesite being a pile of rocks specifically. However, this is a physical mountain, the likes of which dominates the entire of Icewindale. It's a landmark that sits and actually guides travelers. So long as you can see the sun, this was oftentimes, a waypoint to orientate yourself. Now, there was many legends surrounding it, but none of them seem to be in your lifetime. If there is a meaning behind the name, it was made way before you was born, and
Hmm.
you can only imagine that Kelvin is a name. and it must have belonged to something of either one person very important or someone very big.
I mean, I didn't think it was a literal cairn. I thought it was just like a story or a legend or something.
I mean,
And maybe he's buried. If there is a real person, he's buried somewhere here. But I didn't think that like a bunch of super giants came and made a super mound.
it could have
Maybe,
been.
maybe the mount is the giant. Maybe it's one of the stories of those old elemental titans. Maybe the mountain is all of them.
That's not impossible. I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, there is, of course.
There is. I was going to say the knowledge of frost giants existing within Icewindale is common, and you
Yeah.
have heard that they have all gone
We've-
extinct. And
We fought a giant.
Yeah, we
you've fought a frost giant skeleton.
we've only seen
I
their
mean,
dead.
yeah, but we've
They are
fought
assumed
the
to all
dead
be
version
dead.
of them.
Mm-hmm. Like no one's seen a frost giant in decades. Like anyone that
Maybe.
has likely not survived.
Mhm.
But it is said that they did once rule this northern continent.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to sped you along because, as I say, nothing really impedes your travel in this bright, sunny day. And so, as you come around, I will describe the exact site that Andy saw from above, but now in person. So, as you trudge through, the snow crunching underneath your feet, you finally arrive at 2 tents pitched in the snow near an icy outcropping that seems to act like that natural windbreaker I was mentioning. And between the tents is an overturned sled, and still harnessed to the sled are actually 5 howling dogs. They must have been huddled inside the tent during the night, but now they're out in full praise. They seem to have heard you coming before,
Shum.
and they're all just like howling and shouting you. But as you get closer, you see they're not running away. They're actually all like leashed to this camp.
Yeah.
Are they howling in like a defensive way, or in that they're like happy to see people that can maybe help them?
That would require some sort of animal insight. You can either
I'm
roll
good at
insight or
those.
maybe animal handling. Yeah,
I'm
either
really
one
good
of
at
those.
those.
Ashanti's
Yeah.
going to go immediately up and
Yep.
try to
As is
ascertain
Geist.
if everything's okay.
Sorry, 6 of them. You perhaps see them as just howling because that's what dogs do, and maybe you have no human
Yeah.
understanding of their emotions, sadly.
Yeah, dogs.
Geist,
dogs,
however, and Ashanti as well, you recognize this howling to be much more of a somber, almost pained howling. Like they're upset, they're mourning something, and they're howling because they're desperate,
Okay.
not a defensive
gonna-
howling.
I'm going to get them out of the harness, first of all, because if something bad's
Mhm.
about to happen, I want them to be able to get away. So
Yeah.
If you guys need more pelts or food, these animals could serve.
607,
They
I
could-
think we're going to try to let them live. There's no need to kill anything right now because nobody's hungry and nobody's that cold. But thank you.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not
Just
yet.
think of it this way: they could guide us to where we need to go. They
Yeah.
could be like scouts and trackers and things.
They're
So-
bait to go ahead. It sounds
They
good.
are
Yes, we can
they
use
are
them that
more
way.
useful alive than dead. Let's say. At least
Yeah.
I
They
think
are
so.
more useful. They can be alive until they're dead, and then we know that something dangerous is nearby.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you want to put it that way.
I'm
Much
gonna
the way
look.
I use Barry.
What? What?
Nothing.
I'm gonna look about for any Axebeak tracks, because I'm pretty sure the group that we're scouting for were on Axebeak,
That is true.
just
Though
in case they
any
still
rem-
have those.
It's likely that the heavy snow has since covered any tracks.
Or is there any leashes big
you
enough
could
for
look-
a Axebeak around here?
Yeah, there might be another sign. So I'd say roll an investigation check.
Geist is going to do his best to calm the animals down.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
Ashanti's helping you.
I'm just.
Primarily,
I'm gonna look
This-
through the tent for anything else that's been left behind.
This is a nice tree. This is a good tree. I find a
there
tree.
is a torn harness that both of you discover, but it looks to be the same size as the dog's one. So under the sled, you do see there are two small crates. One is empty, and it appears as though the dogs have either broken into it and just eaten all the provisions that were contained within. And the other one is actually not in the dog's reach, so they're kind of like stretching to get to it, and that has enough rations to feed 4 people for 3 days.
Is there anything like a map or a journal or anything that would have indicated where they're going or what they're doing? Like any,
Yes.
I don't know, evidence, clues?
You can also give me an investigation check.
I will do that.
I'll maybe looking for climbing gear in case there's any some trying to
Oh,
be
good
climbing.
point. Yeah.
Anything to help us with
Oh, yeah.
that.
15. Okay. Looking around to see where they may have gone. As I said, the wind has definitely obliterated any tracks that have been made by this expedition, but you can actually discern the likeliest route that the climbers would have taken, and I'm going to say that they had some sort of either scrap of parchment and like a rough drawn out layer, like a kind of a planning ahead stage where they have drawn out this kind of switch-backed route up the mountainside. And I'll actually go ahead and reveal it to you up here. So this is a big map. You can zoom out and look over in this direction as I reveal where you are exactly. This here's the base camp, and basically scrawled out is sort of a makeshift path that you imagine this is the route they would have taken. Hold up. There it is.
Okay, that's helpful.
So it's just like a rough drawn out version on the paper, on the parchment, but you can clearly see where they would have gone.
We can at
So-
least, yeah, see which general idea, like which general way they would have gone, which side of the mountain, where they would have avoided. Like that's very helpful.
Yeah, we can
Even if it
potentially
was only
find
a
some
plan.
clues on the way.
This part's gonna be fun because that's a frozen waterfall.
He's not wrong.
I've done
so-
ice climbing, and that's what that is. That's that's a frozen waterfall.
That's what
Oh,
we're gonna
God.
use the pickaxes for, and
That's where we need our crampons and our climbing gear.
and all the gear to make that as
Pickaxes.
cool.
Mhm.
And Julian actually has done what waterfall climbing, what iced waterfall
It's
climbing,
ice,
whatever you call it.
ice climbing in Montana.
Ice
Yeah.
climbing. Yeah, sounds delightful.
Yeah, it is treacherous. Okay. Well, and as you were mentioning, any leftovers like climbing gear, etc. There is one set of pittons that they didn't need. Not a full climbing kit, but there is like, yeah, we'll say. In fact,
Let's
I'll
hand that
roll
to
it.
Barry. Here you go.
So
There's
whoever's
eight
going
pittons.
first to lay it out, right?
So we got ice climbing gear.
Well, we've got the
Not ice
pittons
climbing
for
gear, 8 pittons.
basically stabbing
Ah.
into the walls to tie ropes to and stuff.
Pittons.
Yeah.
Pittons, pythons. I
Yeah.
don't know how you say it. Pittons.
Pitons.
Are Ashanti
Beetle.
and
Cool.
Geist capable of calming down these dogs?
Oh yes, with your animal handling check, the howling does begin to calm down, but they are still all very sort of focused in on one direction. They're looking up the mountainside to the start of the trail of which you assume they took, and they all have kind of these whines and sad expressions on their faces.
Right.
How many dogs are there? Did you say?
There should be 4 there.
4.
Let me check. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry, we're heading up there ourselves to try to find your masters. We'll bring them back. They're up there.
Oh, no. There were 5. Sorry.
5.
Which means the one that's broken free would have been the 6th.
The one that ended up
Oh.
back in Bremen and found, yeah. It says,
See-
what was the dog called? Garrett?
Boy.
David?
No, Garrett is the guy who went on the
Oh.
expedition.
Oh, belonged to, yeah. A sled dog running through the street in on Targos. There you go, yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, the dogs are quite friendly to you, Ashanti. They are very cold and hungry and fairly miserable after just feeding on cold rations, but
Okay.
and they also still seem eager to get off the leash as well.
Yeah, I'm going to take them off the lead. That's the first thing I want to do is free them, because if anything goes wrong with us, I want them to be able to get themselves to safety. And then I will ask if everybody, can we stop for just 15 minutes and let me warm up some of these rations, maybe make a stew for them so they can have something warm in their bellies.
Grace nods.
Okay. Then I am going to, over my short rest, take the ration out on the sled, and using my cook's tools, I'm going to make them a warm stew.
I'm going to
Alright.
signal to Geist to let's go scout up ahead a little bit while she's doing
Yep.
that,
Grace nods.
just to take a look at the terrain.
Yeah.
Now, this map is bigger than what your tokens are showing. If you notice, every time you move, it's like 10 foot a square. I just didn't want it to be so big that it would like crash the foundry. But if you start the ascent, you can see it's going to already begin to become very difficult, and heavy snow has made this mountainside treacherous. You're going to have to use climbing gear already as you get to about right there where you are, just so you don't fly off the edge, slip on the ice, or a shelf of snow falls away.
Okay, I'll put on my crampons and everything.
Mhm.
But let's just scout just a little bit, just to while they're doing that, not too far.
Yeah. We can hammer in some
All right.
initial. Looking at it, considering the others would have had to go through this way, can we see any places where like they left kittens behind, like embedded in the wall, or did they take them with them as they were going? Might be something we could.
You wouldn't
hook
need
onto.
pittons at this point. At this point, it's still a path. You wouldn't use pittons yet.
Right, exactly. It's steep, but yes, you haven't seen any pittons hammered in. If they are, they would have been picked up again later, because
Yep.
only so many pittons you can carry. Okay, so you can start to go out. The wind blows a little bit of snow here and there, and the slippery ice makes it, as I say, quite treacherous. But ahead, it seems as though you've actually got a clean sight to see, so I won't even make you roll. Up ahead, you can actually see there are 4 mountain goats. So this mountain is still very much alive with living creatures. However, mountain goats are making this look so easy.
More food for you all.
I mean,
But if there's
potentially.
natural wildlife, hopefully it means that there isn't anything foul or undead hanging around, you know?
Yeah.
Or
Like
that they've
normal
just been able to stay out of the
naturism.
way.
Or I'm taking it as a good sign that they haven't been chased off by, I don't know, something.
Anyway, Geist. Now that we're away from the rest of the group, I think Hulla's okay to be with us, because you said she knows about this already.
Mm-hmm.
You promised me you would tell me a little secret
Yes.
after we got finished with the Duragar.
Exactly.
So what's going on with you? Why am I going to kill you?
So when I had, when I went on a trial for part of my tribe, it was meant to be to, hunt a creature, find, prove your worth. The creature I ran into was not one you normally see, and to be honest, even as a full group, I'm not sure we could have taken it down if it was in its full fighting spirit. It was a creature by the name of a Slard. Not sure if you've heard of one of those before, but
No, I don't think I have. What is it?
They're
The wolf of some sort?
no, they're like monstrous red lizardy demonic-looking things. But the most dangerous part about them is if they hit you. They can place essentially their young inside you to gestate over a period of time. And
I turn around immediately as he says that.
Yeah.
Are you saying you've got one of these things growing inside you?
Yeah, that's the reason why I left, and is the reason I spoke to Hulla about it, because I was hoping she might be able to heal it. But so far, it's more just an itch that I feel every now and then, and occasional, almost like an acid reflux, but
So you're walking around with this dangerous creature living inside you, growing inside you, and you didn't think that this was important to tell the group.
It wasn't so much that I didn't think it was important, it's why I told people that at the time I at least felt I had a reason to, but I didn't tell my tribe because I knew that if they found out, they would have killed me instantly. And I didn't know
They would have been
any of
right
you
to
that
do
well.
so.
Exactly.
You're dangerous.
I know I am. And that's why
Why should we, and why didn't you kill him right then and there? Why don't I kill you right now? You're a danger to the rest of us.
Hmm.
Who
That
knows
is
when
true.
this thing could come out?
Right now, he's still in control.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
right
happy
now.
with that.
Until
And
this thing comes out in the middle of the night when we're all sleeping.
And
We're
that's
on
why
this
we have two
mountain,
people on watch.
Exactly. And
including him. He's one of the people.
as from what I understand, if I'm killed before it has a chance to get out, then it will die as well. So
I start casting Firebolt in my hand. I'm gonna hold it, but I'm gonna start casting it.
There's no call for that. 607, come on now.
He just said that there's a creature living inside of him that could have killed his entire tribe, and he left them to protect them, but he's willing to be around us.
I also left to protect
Forgive me for
myself.
saying so, but you are not a powerful enough cleric to take care of this, to cure him of this thing. Are you?
I know I'm not. Not yet. Not yet. But I will.
And it wasn't.
I will. We just need to stay together and get this done, and I'll be able to fix it. We just need to give it some time. And we'll watch him in the meantime. And if he acts like
Give us some
he's...
time to gestate and grow more, so it can pop out and kill us all.
And give me time to get more powerful, yes. And as long as he feels he's in control and he can feel it, and he feels like he's got a handle on this, then I'm happy with that.
Exactly.
Now you know too, and you can watch him too.
Who else knows about this?
Faith is the only other person who knows, I think.
Barry and Ashanti?
I have not told them yet. I was planning to, essentially at the same time, but yes. But that is, I think, at least, though I suppose it's a bit of an excuse as to one of the reasons why I think I'm as weak to the cold as I am, despite being native to here. I think it's taking the warmth that I would normally feel and making it harder to cope in this sort of environment.
Yeah, you're pregnant with a monster.
Essentially, that's one way of thinking about it. But I've seen what this thing is capable of, and I've seen a vision of what it's capable of. And
Yeah, not good, I'm assuming.
no,
You got
it's
2 ghosts in your head and a monster in your stomach.
essentially,
chest,
but
or your-
at least the ghosts seem to be
wherever.
on. At least the ghosts seem to be on my side. The thing inside me, not so much.
But it's not in control, is it?
No,
Right.
no. If anybody,
Right?
No, not until it rips you
No.
apart from the inside.
it's not like a possession. It's basically I'm an incubator, as it were, and if once it's ready, it will just burst out of me and grow. From what the stories say, I don't know how much truth there is, and grow to full size and basically repeat the process with others.
How long until it emerges?
Um,
What's your gestation period?
would Geist actually know that? Because I've got something for that, but I don't know if Geist would know that.
You have no idea.
Unfortunately, that's something I don't know, but so far, at least the feeling that I've had in my stomach and chest hasn't grown much at all. The itch is perhaps there a little bit more, but nothing that suggests imminent. And I mean, at this point, and I will tell the others and let them make their decision. I do put myself on the mercy of the group. It is up to you what you decide to do in this situation. If you feel I'm too much of a danger, then you know what you need to do. Or I will just leave if you prefer. And just wander into the wilderness and hope that it dies from the cold.
Right, and we agree that that's not necessary.
I know.
We don't agree.
We
You
do agree.
You two agree.
And I'm sure
I don't
Ashanti would
agree.
be with me. Barry, I'm not sure, but maybe.
I don't agree.
We need him, again, we need him more alive than we need to be rid of him. Don't you think?
No.
We need a fighter on our side. We need an archer.
So let's get a fighter. Let's get an archer who does not have a
From
monster
where?
growing inside them.
We've
From
already
any
got
of the
someone that
towns.
we've already got someone that we trust who's proven himself.
Let's go back to the Goliaths. We helped broker a peace between the 2 tribes. Let's get one of them. Let's get Eve.
We have Eve.
No, we don't. She's taking the goats back to town to sell.
Right, but I mean in general we have Eve. Look, the point is he's with us now. He's part of us now. And he's proven himself and he's earned his place. And he's earned that we
Are you hiding one of these things inside you too?
No, I'm not. I have secrets of my own. We all do. But no, I don't have one of these things. As far as I know, he's the only one. Which means we outnumber it. Which means he's
until
got
it
people
bursts.
he's got people watching his back, and if it bursts out, then
He
we've got
doesn't
people.
have people watching his back because you're the only one that knew about this, and Faith, who's not here.
So you want to tell the others? We can do that.
Geist said he was going to tell the others already.
Yes,
Okay.
that is literally what I was about to do next. But yes, so, but at least so far so good. The path ahead looks clear. So let's clear the air with the group before we proceed.
Let's just take advantage of the good weather while we can. Worry about the rest
Yeah,
of
you
this.
you walk in front. I'm not getting anywhere close to you.
Understandable. And Geist will return to the group and be like, right. So I've told 607 this, and I've told Hulla this before because, well, and I'm going to tell you because you deserve to know, and also, at least to some extent, more than previously, I trust everyone's judgment enough to make what they feel is the right decision rather than going off pure instinct. So, essentially, I have a creature growing inside me. It's called a slard, and when it grows enough, it's going to burst out and basically going on a slaughter.
Is
And
that what that ghost was called?
no, the ghost is a different thing. A slard is like a big red frog monster.
Oh.
For want of a better word, they're very dangerous, and essentially one of their most horrifying traits is the ability to essentially infect you with its young like a parasite with a swipe of its claws, which is what
Oh.
happened to me.
Is
So
this
what?
a pet of yours?
No,
Did you want this?
no. It whilst I was out doing a tribal ritual for which is where I got this winter wolf pelt, I fought one of these, near frozen to death, almost died in the process, but was infected. It's one of the 2 reasons why I left my tribe, in order to try to find a way to fix it. Because I knew
if I eviscerate him to get this thing out of him, can you heal him up?
Yeah, I was thinking, can we cut it out to you, or
I
don't know what it'll do to him if we cut it out. It might kill him.
well, if it
Let's try.
will it
If
will
he
it
dies, he dies.
if
No,
it
no. I want to make sure we save Geist. He's a good guy. But I
Well,
was just thinking,
If we
if
can,
we cut it
cut
out
it
of
out.
him,
will it kill you when it jumps out of your body?
it will.
Yes.
It will essentially burst out of me, and from what the stories say, grow to full size, and then basically go on a murder spree.
And it would try to kill the rest of us, or infect you, or worse.
So we should definitely deal with it now, because if we're climbing up a mountain and a slide and 2 ghosts come out and push us off.
Well, I don't think the ghost will try to push you off.
Can we deal with it once we're not on a mountain? Maybe when we're
Yeah.
somewhere warm in a
We're
town
not on the
somewhere?
mountain. We're on the
Yeah,
side of the. We're at the beginning of the mountain. Let's take care of it now. Cut them open.
That's what I mean. I don't want to be up there and then a slide and the ghost that possess you kills us, and whatever this other ghost is that you said you got inside you recently.
I was talking about more when we were in had a room in a tavern with a fire. You know.
Oh yeah, let's do it in the middle of a tavern. That's a better idea.
Geist, I assumed it was in your stomach, but do you know where it is in you? Is it wrapped around your heart? Is it in your
From what I
brain?
know,
Let's check his head first.
From what I know, it's in the stomach area, though occasionally I feel like an itch in my chest, so it could be around that sort of area as well.
So why
Let's check your spine as well.
So why didn't we deal with this when we're in a completely empty fortress?
Yeah.
Because
question.
because if we cut it out of him, he's going to die.
And
I'm not that strong of a cleric. Healing
Can we
spells can only do
poison
so
him?
much.
Can we poison him and poison it?
There's
Honestly,
look, I don't know
that's
how
one
many
of those
ways I can
goodies.
say this. I don't know how we can get rid of it without killing him outright.
So
we wait until I get stronger, until I have better healing spells.
and
Something's
the
better
slot
than
has time to grow more and get stronger inside. And what if it comes out before you're strong enough? We could kill it right now and be done with it.
An interesting point. If you're on about getting better healing spells, and the thing living in him is a living thing, won't your healing spells just heal it as well as Geist?
But it's the parasite,
Ooh, I
I
hadn't
think.
thought of that.
That's I'm operating on the assumption that as the parasite, it will.
From what I understand, it functions like almost a mixture of a disease or a curse, something like that. So, if you can,
Do we know
You're just
that for sure?
You're just being kind. You're pregnant. Oh my gosh, Geist is pregnant.
I don't.
I wish
don't
it was
think
that simple. I wish it was that simple, but that's probably the simplest way of thinking about it.
So we're looking at a either we try and cut it out of you and you potentially die, or we keep you 20 feet ahead of us at all times, and it might pop out of you and kill you anyway.
I mean,
Or-
if,
And then
if I,
and then kill the rest of us.
if,
and we're
if,
hoping that maybe Hulla can get some sort of kill parasite spell.
if
Yes.
whilst we're climbing this mountain and I feel like it's about to burst out, I will throw myself off the mountain.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please do that.
FYI, for everybody's information, I've also promised Geist that I will kill him if it looks like this thing's gonna come out.
I
Yes.
don't
And
want
he has asked me to do that.
if we can save Geist, I would prefer that.
Yeah.
But I don't want us all gestating
Yeah.
like
Can you
Flat
ask
pirate.
the ghost to kill it?
Yeah,
The
I,
ghost really should be good
well,
for something.
I'm hoping that the ghosts are suppressing it more, which should give time, but I don't know how much effect they can have. Unless you've got any more to say on that, pale lady?
So there isn't a response about how much time you've got. They don't know any more than you do.
I mean, can you do anything to slow it down, you know? Drown it? You're good with drowning stuff, right?
You could drown you.
I really don't
My
want to kill
abilities extend into the undeath, the spirit realm. This thing is neither.
Yeah, I really don't want to kill Geist.
I don't care.
This
It was 607. I know that's not true. I remember finding you and all the adventures we had getting to our first town where we met the group. You have an amazing soul and an amazing spirit. And while you are very efficient, I know you care.
I care about making sure the rest of you don't die because this thing pops out of Geist's chest.
And that is a form of caring. And you know what? We have done some amazing things. And we have saved people and we have killed bad guys. I am 100% sure if something pops out of Guy's chest, we'll deal with that too. I'm sorry, guys, I will have to kill you at that point.
I mean,
But,
if it pops out of my chest, I'm dead either way. So, you know, do what you have to do.
okay.
But it's why I said if I do die for whatever reason, just, you know, make sure that my body no longer remains. Turn it to dust, whatever.
The dogs, after finishing this hearty meal, have actually begun to get up. They still look longingly up at the mountain once more, but they actually begin to sort of slowly head off.
Oh,
Let's leash them up and bring them with us.
no,
I
I don't want to
mean,
take them up the mountain because
based on the route we've seen, some of that's not going to be passable without proper climbing gear. I don't think we could take them up if we wanted to.
no, and
Okay.
we've done a good thing. Is there anything in the tent that we need or can use? Is the
We
sled
got
still
8 pythons from there.
okay?
Yeah,
Is
And a little bit of
there's
climbing gear,
rations.
but not much.
There's like 12,
okay?
12 rations.
Okay. Do we want to
Please use
secure
those.
the camp before we go so we have somewhere warm to come back to?
The camp's already
The
secured.
tents,
Okay.
yeah, the tents look like they've actually managed to survive whatever
Okay.
blizzards have tried to tear them down. They're kind of like in this nice little sheltered windbreak.
Okay.
The campfire is still intact as well. You need to
And
light it.
What's the verdict on Geist before we move on?
The verdict is we
I
keep an eye on it, but we
yeah,
watch him.
I
No,
mean,
that's your verdict. I'm asking
All right.
Ashanti and I'm
All right,
asking Barry.
that's my vote then. That's my vote.
I vote we keep him ahead of us through this, and at some point, I don't know. I don't think waiting for some sort of potential spell that no one knows about yet. They're just sort of assuming they might be able to come across one. Maybe when we get somewhere secure, we try and cut it out. I mean, you've got. Maybe we can use our gifts to be precise with cutting it out. Maybe.
Ashanti, what's your thoughts on this?
I would hate to lose any of you. Um,
Yeah. Exactly.
uh, I learned at a young age when you find companions on the road,
Mhm.
if you can stay with them as long as possible. So, and I say that, guys, please be aware that if you seem like you're going off the deep end, I will help 607 and Barry and Hulla take you out. And if
I
that thing
understand.
pops out of you, I will take it out.
Understood. I wouldn't ask you for any other way.
607, when we can, we choose kindness. That's what my dad taught me. When we can believe, we choose hope. And not everything will go well, and not everything will go right. And there are days where everything on the road is going to go wrong, but that doesn't mean that we let the road change us into something less than we can be.
And with that said,
Seems I'm outvoted.
With that said, we keep guys like 20, 25 feet ahead of us.
Yeah.
all right, gotcha.
Up the mountain.
I will stick close to
All right.
Geist. I'll literally be watching his back now against enemies internal and external.
Mm.
All right.
An
Guys.
uneasy tension
Yep.
fills the group as you begin to ascend this mountainside. Now, there were the goats earlier that were kind of following or watching above. They have since like moved up higher since 607 threatened with a fireball. They seem to have got a little bit spooked, and you could hear their bleating get more distant as they ascend higher and higher. They're now like hundreds of feet above you.
Spooked as in a Craig cat is nearby or Crag cat?
No,
I'm
I
not sure.
scared them with my firebolt. I was
Oh,
casting a
okay.
spell.
Okay.
All right.
Or I was about to anyway. They got scared of that.
All right. All right. I guess I'll
right.
try my best to lead the way. Don't have the most experience climbing mountains, but yeah. Yep.
Sure can. All right then. Let's start with no,
Keep
don't need
my
cross checks.
keep my eyes open
Don't
for
need
any
frost
like
check, not
potential
today.
dangers, like if a bit of like the ground looks less stable or whatever as we go.
Mm-hmm.
You poke it with your staff, and if it collapses, then you know that it's just a thin thing of ice. But you should always be able to touch your ground with your staff, is what I was taught. Even if you're walking on snowshoes.
Yeah, Geist nods, and the closest he has to a staff is his fishing pole, so he's going to be tapping the ground with his fishing pole. Should
All
work
right then.
just as well.
As you're tapping the ground, you can see that the snow seems very soft, very very soft, and in fact, as you're like moving up alongside the mountainside here on this face, you can feel it a little bit slushy in places. This is, after all, the first day where the sun has been shining.
Mm-hmm.
And so it may be the case that the top layer is just slightly melted.
Yeah.
But the temperatures are still pretty damn cold.
Yeah. Geist indicates that to the group, basically saying that whilst of course we got to be dangerous of normal, the ground might be a little bit more milky than normal due to the warmth. So there could also be some reef breeze of that, which could make things more treacherous. So watch your step, even more so than you already were.
Okay. Well, have you got climber's kit, guys?
Nope. Did we have one
Okay.
climber's kit amongst the party? And I believe 607 had it. Does he want to lend it to Geist at the front if he's leading the way?
Are we looking for something? I have a.
You have
Climber's kit.
climber's kit, right?
I don't have a climber's kit. I have crampons, snowshoes, a grappling hook, and I don't know if I have it or somebody else. The pitons that we found. I guess those would have been given to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eight pitons, so you can.
Yeah, so I've probably got
those.
kittens at the ready.
I've also
Probably.
got a grappling hook, ropes,
Okay.
which
it
I
sounds like you have
think
all
is
the pieces.
like with most
Yeah.
a crowbar. Got most of the things that are in the kit, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have basically all the pieces except for the harness. That's the only thing, which is
Yeah.
how you would attach yourself
Okay,
through the
use-
ropes and pittons.
We could use the dog harness.
That's true. There was
Uh,
dog harnesses.
We could probably jerry rig them to sort of hit Geist. He's a
us.
small person.
Or the
Okay.
at speak harness. I think there was one, right?
I figured Geist is kind of lean in
Yeah.
in
Can I-
you know and so it might
I
work
whip-
for him
He's
if
gonna
he
have-
used that.
Can I work on them to make them into to tie together into like a human sized?
Yeah, as long as it's not a derogatory to put a wolf tribe member in a dog harness. Yes, you can.
Oh, I didn't think that. I was thinking more of like taking like one or two of them apart and like fixing them so they fit like a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
that's
think
fine.
like it probably wouldn't be too
I like
hard
that.
with Barry there to sort of to take like two of them or three of them and like make them into
It's
a human
quite-
harness.
That is actually quite creative, and I think you could probably do that. So
I
guys,
wasn't
we'll
thinking
say
of
that
putting
you-
him literally in the dog harness as it is.
No.
Sorry, I should have been more
Don't forget
clear
the-
about that. And I didn't think of the connotations, so I'm sorry.
Strap the muzzle over his face as well. No, so yeah.
As much as
I was
607
thinking,
might
guys-
want that right now, it's maybe not
Yeah, right.
the best.
Perfect. In that case, then, guys, for the mechanically speaking, if you ever do want to have to make a athletics check to climb, you will have advantage on the roll.
Okay.
For
Excellent.
now, though, you are just simply maneuvering around this steep incline up the side of the mountain. Yeah, and you are detecting it is slippery. Those with crampons, which is who hasn't got crampons? That's a better question.
I think
We all have them now. After,
Well,
yeah.
We all pick them up at some point, I think.
Which
Yeah,
case, there are no need for me to ask for dexterity saves to slip off the side here. You're all dug in into the snow with those. And you're not moving at a half pace either, because I'm pretty sure you've all got snowshoes on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good then.
Everybody just be very, very careful with the snow melting. I know that we sometimes had to worry about avalanches in the storm horns when we were traveling through them.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know if any of y'all have been to the east of Weep in the Stormhorn Mountains, but the storms can be ferocious, and just as much when it was snowing and the snow was piling up. Also, the bad days were when the sun came out and started melting everything.
And it's a good point. We should probably also keep our voices down as much as possible. Loud noises are not our friend. And also, as we're getting higher up, there's, I suppose, a great chance we might run into whatever that thing is that's been flying about. Or the dragon that's been rumored.
Okay. If you'd like to move your tokens up.
Yeah.
As I say, you don't need to roll any checks on this part if you've got crampons. then you're safe to maneuver across.
Yeah.
I've just got myself on follow.
607, are
Now-
you coming with us, or are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
How far back do you stay from Geist anyway? 607, out of curiosity.
I am going to be at the back of the group, so everybody's in between me and him, and I'm going to be like not too far away from Hulla, but
Yeah,
I'm keeping my distance for sure.
I'm probably like the next one in line from 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm. Okay then.
I'm keeping my distance. I don't want anything to do with him right now.
Yeah.
This section of the mountain does begin to. So anywhere you see like a vertical incline, that is like actually you're going to need to climb that. It is icy, not rock, so it's ice picks and crampons that you need. This is actually ice climbing.
Probably the bet.
As you saw earlier, 607, that is indeed the section where you imagine there's like a waterfall. There's basically spills down, and it's completely frozen.
Alright, so
Yeah.
we don't.
In fact, I think that's actually up here as well.
And for those in the party, I'm going to share some pictures of when I went ice climbing in the Discord.
Actually,
Right.
I'm reading the map wrong. This isn't the waterfall. This isn't the waterfall. Apologies.
Further on, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's further on. Yep. I am
But-
interested in seeing these big
Anything else up here?
for sure.
But so
So this-
athletics check with
Yeah.
advantage for this.
Yes, please.
Okay.
First bit of climbing. That's a roaring success.
Okay.
You are
So-
able to maneuver up the wall, hammering in pittons as you go, or
Yep.
are you
Yeah.
just getting to the top?
Yeah,
Okay.
it goes to be hammering
Alright.
in pittons.
Do we all have
As-
to roll?
Oh my god.
Or
At the
just-
moment, I'm
just
doing one
Geist?
by one.
Okay.
Just Geist at the moment as he gets to the top, and it looks fairly secure here. Though, you see the mountain goats above you now from where you are. They have maneuvered along the ridge, and you see, in actual fact, they too are seemingly having a little bit more trouble. Occasionally, their feet kind of like slip a little bit from where the rock is actually wet instead of just solid. It does appear as though some sections of this mountain have melted, and as you hammering and hammering, you can hear some of the mountain goats get a little bit spooked by this as well, and their bleating is heard distant. They jump up onto the side of the ridge, one by one, and the last one that sort of jumps, you see it slip slightly on this loose snow that's kind of gone slushy, and as it begins to sort of slip away from the mountain edge, that is when you hear not just a sludgy sound of snow, but you hear a tremendous crack. And hundreds of feet up the mountain comes a glistening white expanse of packed snow. And as you're just about to you're just getting to the top, and you can see Hulla is about to ascend as well. Yeah, that's when you hear the loud crack from higher up in the mountain, followed by that rumbling noise as the entire ground begins to shake. It is indeed an avalanche, like you called it, Ashanti.
Hey, everybody hang on to the mountain.
Yeah, I
Yes.
get back to the wall.
Yeah. Geist increases his security on the ropes and probably just hammers like his dagger or whatever into the wall so he's got something to grip onto as well.
Okay. To run this literally happens in one turn. I see you're moving. I see you're moving there at 6 or 7, but I actually need you to stay directly where you was. For just a
Everybody else
second.
moved. Everybody
Oh,
else
I
got to
know.
move.
That those movements don't affect anything. They're still caught in it, but your movement does.
Okay.
I need you to roll initiative 6 or 7, just you, because everyone else is not going to make it. But it's just because you're the furthest back, and you said specifically you were keeping your distance.
Oh.
Or you might miss
So
it.
I'm just gonna have you roll initiative.
There's no combat in that encounter
there you
currently.
go. Here you go. If anything, just a dex check would have been fine as well. Oh, you're lucky.
Did I get ahead of it?
7. This avalanche, as you're like at the furthest point, you can see a bit more distance from this. You see this avalanche is probably about 200 feet wide, 100 feet long, and it is just colliding, cascading through the mountainside. The goats, you see them launch into a full sprint, and they actually begin to escape the edges of the avalanche coming down here. But as for you, you can see it's directly on top of the party, and no one has actually got the movement to get out of that, except perhaps you. So the avalanche happens on initiative count 10, and the movement you just did earlier to actually get out of that would put you out of harm's way.
Do I have any means of doing anything?
So can you move? Where was it? Sorry, hold on. Can you move 110 feet in a round?
No. I was gonna see if I could Misty Step, but no.
That's why I kind of mentioned only 6 or 7 is really the only one who got a chance. So on your turn, 6 or 7, which is right now, you would actually be able to dash to where you wanted to go right there. So I'll let you move your token back again. You were going to need a dash for sure.
Like
You
just
see
40
it
feet.
there.
Yeah. Is that as far as it is?
Well,
I gotta
something
go
like that,
another.
Yeah, I can just see only 6 or 7 at the back getting out of this, and if you dashed, you would make it basically.
Could guys dash forward and get out of it because of bonus action dash?
Well, how far was it that I
actually
went
like
just now?
90
I went like
feet.
from here, right? 30.
You
Oh,
can
it's
give me-
30. Oh yeah,
give me
it's so big. 30 feet.
Give me an initiative check, Geist.
Okay, just
I can get
I
there.
forget that you can triple dash.
oh,
Oh my
there.
lord, no! I'm
No.
sorry.
yeah, that makes
You're
sense.
caught. You just got to the top. You're looking up, and you're like hammering in another pit as this is happening.
Yeah.
Your hands full, and that loud thunderous crack. You're trying to look up and see what's happening, but you're like closest to the mountain. Everyone else is a little further back and can see the tumbling snow. Everyone is caught in this, and this avalanche is 30 feet deep. Jesus, that is insane. People are going to be buried alive in this, and it looks like only the rearmost party member has managed to evade this cascade of white, and it feels like the entire world has just been swept from under your feet. You're tumbled upside down, over, under. Can't even like figure out what's up and what's down at this point. And the crushing weight of the snow actually like paralyzes your body. If anyone was able to like hug the mountainside, there may be just this tiniest gap of movement, but effectively there's no shelf that has been able to stop the entire sweeping avalanche, and it has cascaded all the way down. And 6 or 7, you watch in horror as thousands of feet below the avalanche continues to stretch.
I will watch.
Everyone else, you are on. And you know what? I should actually put you back onto initiative anyway, because this could get hairy.
I was on a nat 1, so I've got 5. If you want to cleanse that.
I was trying to see if I could do anything to help people, but nothing really.
You would have had to dash to get where you were.
Yeah, I had to dash to get where I was, but I could have. I was looking at my spells. I don't have the spells that could really help in this situation to get pull people away.
You need Ashanti to roll initiative?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Andy, I guess, is the only one who can fly up, right? Fly
Right.
away and up. Well, I'll actually have them on initiative just after you,
Okay.
like 11.
Dice would actually
Okay.
be on like a 5, but that's what I originally rolled. unless you want that roll
Okay.
instead.
Should I be on the 15.15 still?
You should be on, what was it?
15.15.
I was 15.15 before, so I'd be at the
Yeah,
top
so
of
you just
initiative.
beats me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then this, after that has just happened and occurred, 6 or 7, you are effectively up first as everyone has just been completely buried alive.
Okay. So this is all, like, this whole area is all snow, right? Can we draw,
Yes, yeah, I should have some sort of
like,
overlay, shouldn't I, really?
yeah, I just want to see what I'm dealing with here. Draw a rectangle.
I'll just
Like that?
place a template. Yep, and beyond, yeah. Like, but that's accurate enough. That entire
Okay.
area is completely buried. Now, though you cannot avoid this avalanche, there are going to be some rolls later on as each of the turns go. But we will start at the top with 6 or 7 as you've just got out of the way of it. Everyone else, you can't see anyone. They are completely buried. No sign of them, as if they were never even walking across this mountain in the first place. Just claimed
Okay.
them.
Has the snow settled? Like, is it still coming down, or has the snow? I guess I'll walk
This,
up and take a
the
see if.
debris has rapidly settled. Yeah.
So I will cast. Well, let's see if we can dig a path. I'm gonna cast Dust Devil. I'm gonna step back and cast Dust Devil right about here,
Mm-hmm.
and start seeing if that can. The force of it will sort of carve a little bit of a path through there.
Okay. I'll tell you what then. I'll say that this is a sort of a form of trying to find them and search for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
of
So I'm,
using
I'm trying to dig
spell
a
in this
path.
manner.
I'm using the spell to dig through the snow,
Mm-hmm.
and I will maneuver it through the snow, so it's like a digging tool, basically, along the path until people are
All right.
visible, and I'll be
In that case, then I would like a roll. We'll say because you're using your spell, you can use your charisma, but a survival check is, but with your charisma. So.
survival and my charisma on top of it, or
Yep.
just straight
Instead of
charisma.
instead of wisdom, where you're going to use your charisma because it's your spell casting.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just do a straight charisma check then, I guess.
That works great. Perfect.
Yeah.
So 16 does cleave through the path, and you actually highlight exactly where you guys were walking beforehand. Um, you imagine Barritomus mustn't be too far ahead.
Yeah,
So,
he's. I think he's getting close, so I'm gonna be a little gentler and just sort of poke in and out and in and out until I sort of maybe see, because I think he was at the back with me, so
yeah,
until I
how far
start to
can you
see
move
him.
that a turn? Is it 20 feet?
Each turn I can cast it within 60 feet, and then I can move it up to 30 feet in any direction. But I'm gonna
Oh,
be
perfect.
yeah,
You would actually give.
yeah.
All right. So you'd say, let's say you cleared half the way to where you remember Barritomus being buried on this
Okay.
turn. All right. Awesome. That's good. Okay. Barritomus. For everyone
So
else
actually,
as well, you are blinded, restrained, and suffocating as well.
So what does restrain do?
It has disadvantage on all attacks and uh, strength checks,
Because
dex checks. That's it,
because
I think.
And you can't
I'm
move.
I'm
And
probably
yes, you're
just
grappled.
gonna blast upwards with Eldritch Blast. Because I have Repelling Blast to try and blast the snow from on top of me.
Okay, you could try and do that, but you are suffocating. So how does one cast a spell without being able to speak? Um, You can't. You're going to have to somehow clear your mouth and get your arm up, as I mentioned before, with the sheer weight of being buried under 30 feet of snow. Your arm is like stuck in place. If you were able to move it, it would mean you weren't buried, but it's just like being crushed alive. If you could free your arm and clear a space out of your mouth, you could cast a spell though.
Can I attempt to do that then?
Yeah, let's say this is a strength athletics check.
Great.
You're also prone, but for whatever that counts. But this is you are solidly stuck, completely like paralyzed in this restraint.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I should say paralyzed really, rather than. But you still have action, so I'm not going to say you're paralyzed. That is one turn. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's one turn.
Yeah.
How many turns have you got? While
can't miss-
suffocating, you've got 4. Okay. You've
I've
got
got
3
like
turns
four.
left.
I've got like 4 minutes of breathing.
If you held your breath, yes, you would have 4 minutes. I think, however, I mean, you saw it coming. I would say you held your breath, but
Yeah.
normally if someone comes up behind you, right, and like chokes you immediately, you don't have 4 minutes. You have 4 rounds rather. Okay. But I'm not going to be as mean. That would be
Well, they would have seen it
weird.
coming, right? They would have had a second
Yeah.
to grasp or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise,
Alright,
unless
Barry,
Geist
you're
gets
unable
lucky,
to
he's
move.
dead next round.
Right, exactly. So Ashanti, you two, you have been restrained, blinded, grappled, prone, all of those. But the most worrying thing is you have 4 minutes of air before you would suffocate. What do
Aren't you
do?
glad you left bits at home?
Yes, I am. But I have Andy. Andy
says-
flew up. Would she settle back down where I am?
You
Or
think
would it,
they would be able to find
Andy?
you? They could roll and try to find where you were. I would say
Okay.
with advantage because of their keen senses. You'd
Okay,
like to do
so
that. She's on your turn
yes.
anyway.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying it was my turn. Is it not?
It's your turn, and you could have Andy
Okay.
work on your turn.
Okay. I think that Andy was
Oh, I did have
baffled.
Andy.
She had no idea why the humans all disappeared. And so I am going to have her fly around and see if she. I mean, these things track lemmings under the snow. So I'm gonna have her
Yeah.
fly around and see if she can figure out where the human that she owns disappeared to.
Mm-hmm. So you can
So
roll me
do
a
you
perception check with advantage.
perception? Come on, baby. Oh no, 30 feet is really, really, really deep. So she's just gonna keep circling.
You remember that they follow lemmings by using their trail of like ammonia, I believe. It's like they've got a special vision that can actually see their trails, and
No, it's their
there is no
hearing.
such trails in this instance, is it? Well, okay,
It
well,
is. It's their hearing. That's how they hunt
okay.
at night.
Some birds
Yes.
definitely follow trails like rabbits and stuff, like hawks can. But in this instance, there's nothing but a complete whiteout, and they are
Okay.
sort of unable to detect any sign of you, not even a
Well,
tool.
since I know that if I try to dig, I may try to dig down instead of up, and I don't know if I'm on my back, on my side, whatever. I'm just gonna try to wiggle a hand up to clear snow away from my mouth, and that's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna try to do.
give me a strength check as well.
Okay.
But that is actually a very good point. Yeah, if you started digging, you could end up going further down.
Do I roll it at disadvantage since I'm at number 2 exhaustion?
Oh no, you take. Yeah, no, I forgot. You should have disadvantage on. No, it's actually only Dex. It's only Dex.
Go into a rage
Just roll flat.
and rage
Roll
yourself
flat.
out.
Mate on my next.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh!
Okay. Ashanti, you reach up, your sheer force of strength plowing through the snow, and you manage to free a space around your head, like you claw it and carve it out, taking like a deep breath if you can. But you realize you can dig enough snow out of this area that you can actually begin to figure out where gravity is, right? You could literally
Okay.
see like toggles from your gear are like hanging down and going in a certain direction. So I'll give that one to you for free because you got on that 20, and so you realize your orientation and you can probably stand up from prone, but you are still kind of restrained in this in the snow.
Yeah, I would think that would take my whole turn just getting my hand up
Mm-hmm.
and clearing my
Yeah,
face
it is.
off. So to be fair to everybody else, I would think that my turn would be just clearing the snow around my face and then
space.
figuring out which way is up or down.
You got it. All right, guys.
Oh,
You
yeah.
took the brunt of this.
Yep.
Is there anything you can do whilst restrained, blinded, and prone?
I mean, Geist
And
is just
suffocating.
going to try to. I mean, he's sort of tied to the wall and in a harness. So I don't know if he's lost his sense of gravity as much as other people would have.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just, again, while keeping his breath close, going to try to. Actually, I'm gonna self-impose disadvantage on myself for this as he tries to do this, purely because this is going to remind him of the crawl.
You
Oh,
really
right.
want that artificer, don't you?
No, but it
You'll
makes
never-
sense because he's basically almost died from a claustrophobic experience. This is even worse. So
James just rubbing his hands, going, "Yes, I'm gonna be a kobold."
You know, I also completely forgot the bludgeoning damage.
I mean, I'm unconscious then.
Oh my god,
Jesus Christ.
he doesn't have enough
Oh my
HP.
god. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I rolled really
Is
damn
there a
high.
wolf somewhere?
There was. I mean, I'd just get rid of it, but holy shit,
Okay.
19 bludgeoning damage is insane.
Yep.
Oh, you guys are all real low. Are you out,
Yeah, I'm
He is.
unconscious.
Barry? Barry, are you out?
No, I have 2 HP.
2, okay.
Well, I'm on death's door, I guess.
He's on death's door.
Well,
I'm
let me
okay.
just. Let me.
So I can't hit you with my dust devil. Because if I hit you, you're good.
Let me ask you this. I should have done this before. Everyone roll me a strength saving throw. This is when the mountain actually hit. I kind of skipped ahead.
You're
I looked at
crackling. You're crackling, Chris.
Oh wait, why did I roll that with advantage? That shouldn't have been advantage, but it's not going to be enough anyway.
Hello? Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. A strength check.
Okay, sorry.
How are we doing?
Everyone roll me a strength saving throw except 6 or 7.
Matters
And
not.
Andy.
It's still the same.
I completely forgot and read ahead because I was looking more at the suffocating rules.
I am
The
gonna
rules
add.
actually the impact itself.
I'm gonna add a pack to the talisman boon to give me a
Okay,
D4.
go ahead. Yep, roll that.
Do I need to use ability? There you go.
And then just roll a d4.
So that
That's a
makes it
success.
into a 16.
Okay, so you take half.
Oh, I take
Giving
half.
you back
That's
10
good.
HP.
All right.
What did you get, Geist?
I got like a
Good lord.
7.
Okay, then you did fall unconscious.
So
You are on death's door.
yeah, so I put myself on and added the 1 exhaustion on it.
Okay, this doesn't change like your turn. You can still act, but it's even more dire now.
Yep.
Everyone else failed except. Oh wait, Hulla, you got a success. You also take half.
Yep. So yeah, Geist isn't doing well.
Okay, thank goodness.
It was a 15. Was it
That was
DC?
the ability. That was the ability to just grip onto the side. Yeah, DC 15 managed to make you hold on whilst everyone else who failed, they basically got like swept up and pulled down the mountainside. And Geist could be anywhere. Ashanti could be anywhere right now, buried under the snow. You saw him like get torn off the side of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to move the tokens around a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good.
Okay, so
You're
Barry and
enjoying
Hulla,
this way
they
too
held
much.
on.
As something like I like when there's not just things to fight, but like the environment is like doing it too. It's
Oh, I
hard, but
hate
it's a lot of fun.
this. You can't fight an
Right.
avalanche. How do you fight an avalanche?
I know, but
So-
I
It's
fire
just
this.
fire.
With
Fireball.
fire. Yeah, with
Guys,
fire.
what was your action, Geist, on your
Geist
turn?
was trying to clear space. Well, basically, probably in a panic, just trying to clear space around himself so he could
Right.
at least try to breathe. But I don't think he succeeded.
Okay. Nope, that is not success.
Even without
Alright,
the disadvantage, he
Meanwhile-
didn't.
Hulla, you feel like you've still got your hand like gripped into the stone that you held onto the last possible second.
Yeah.
And everything else around you has just buried you. But you're probably standing upright. You feel like you've actually got the right orientation still.
I'm
you held
clinging
on.
to the rock. Yeah.
So
Like,
you would know
I've
which
got
way
my
is up,
face
same as Barry.
face buried in the rock. I'm still, yeah. And I'm gonna use what motion I have to try and like push back with my head and my back against the stone to try and build myself a little bit of space.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Oh, and also, these work a little like death saves. You failed one Geist to break out, and so is
Yep.
Barry.
Eh,
3 fails, and
shit.
you cannot dig yourself out.
Okay.
So Hulla, that's also one
that's an
fail
8.
as well.
Shoot.
So
All right.
that is
Yeah.
rough.
I mean,
That's
I
rough.
don't know if it actually know because guidance is a spell, so you wouldn't be able to cast it. I guess.
Well, so I wouldn't know where you guys are.
No,
Like,
but I was thinking on yourself to maybe
Yeah,
put that
that
push
wouldn't
that
be
above
enough.
a 10. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be enough,
Okay.
sadly. All right. Okay, back to the top.
and just checking,
Because
sacred
it's a-
flame isn't a literal flame, right?
It's not, I'm afraid. It's like a
That-
flash of divine energy.
That's what. All right. I just had to check.
Okay. 6 or a 7. You're back to the top.
I mean, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm trying to carve
Oh,
my path out.
yeah. In that
through
case, another
everything.
30 feet will actually plow the snow away from Barritomus. Well, it would hit him, so I guess
Yeah, I think it hits him though, so I think he's got to take some
Yeah.
damage.
possibly. You
Uh,
want to roll a strength save?
it's 1d8. It's a strength save.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Barry. Oh no.
that's gonna fail.
That's a fail. But
Hopefully, it'll roll low.
Six. Good job you survived from earlier, eh?
Yeah.
It's a good thing you survived.
Barry, you hear what sounds to like possibly another avalanche coming your way, but as it slams into you and it hits your head against the rock, like it flings you into it, like
Ow.
you feel like a bleeding concussion. But at that same moment, you feel your body
It
and
like
your
throws
back,
you
like,
back
pull
into the
away.
wall, basically.
Yeah,
Ow.
and all the snow around you has just been like cleaved away, and you can see the sunlight above your head. You fall back onto your ass, but you're no longer restrained. Oops, sorry.
Does it stay there? Does it stay there? Is that as far as I can get it? Or can I
That is
continue up the
30
path a
feet.
bit? Okay.
And I think when it hits something, it stops on that turn right there.
Oh yeah, it does stop. Yeah. Okay. Good.
But you have
I
free
need to move-
Barritomus.
I need to move forward so I can maintain range. So I need to.
Yeah. go
I'm gonna
for it.
get. I'm not gonna go into the snow, but I need to get forward so I can maintain range.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. That will help immensely. Barry, you're up. You're free.
I get up off my ass. I move away from the thing and I help this spinning dust look for friends. And then
Okay.
knowing
How do you
wh-
want to look for them?
just generally knowing how far ahead of me they were, because I wasn't
Through
as far
kind of
back
memory.
as 6 or 7, so I was kind of just in. They were just in front of me, like a few steps, so to speak.
Now, this
I'm
thing's kind of like broke open like a tunnel, and so above you, it's still like you're still surrounded by like snow, right? You can see the sky, but like you can see that the snow is like 30 feet deep.
Oh, I'm a misty step up on top of the snow,
You can do that.
and then I'm a start blasting where the next person ahead of me was, which I think was it Ashanti or was it Hulla?
It was.
It would be Ashanti because I was right behind Geist.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Second in line.
Ashanti. So
Yeah.
well, the owl is pretty much
So,
pinpointing where Ashanti is, I think.
so do you want to like blast downwards into the ground?
Yeah, at an angle, so I'm blasting the snow away from on top of her, or trying to. If I accidentally hit her, then
And you've got a
Oops.
repelling blast, correct?
yeah, I'm gonna do it from an angle that doesn't accidentally push her off the cliff.
Sure. And normally you can only cast it on, you know, people, Eldritch Blast, but I like the idea of using it as just a repelling tool, just to sort of plow away at sections at a time. So yeah, we will say that it's going to take a while. It's not going to just reduce 30 feet of snow to nothing, but it might reduce like 5 feet at a time.
Are
Hopefully
you
it's a-
above the Dirt Devil, the Dust Devil?
Yes, he would be. Yeah, no,
Okay.
he's like 30
Okay,
feet
because
up.
I don't want it to run into you again and kill you.
Yeah.
Let's put you there, like here. 30. Right,
Oh, and I use my Misty Step, so
Yeah,
what
I'll
is
put
it?
those up.
1d10 temporary HP.
Oh, you want to get? Yeah, get that. Back to you, Ashanti. You've orientated yourself, and you freed a space around.
Okay.
It's gonna take us some time
And I
to
know
dig
which
up
way
now.
is up. So I am going to try to start digging my way out.
Will
And
Yeah, keep-
so I am going to twist until I think I'm facing up, and then just reach up, get some snow, and push it to either side of me.
Yeah, will the
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast, one, help her understand which way to be digging, and two, help her?
I
Yeah,
figured out
right.
which way's up because I was able to clear space around me, and my my goggles were showing me which way gravity. They were hanging loose, so the way they were hanging down was down. So I know
Yeah.
which way's up.
I
I'm
think
just
what
trying to push to either side of me.
I think what I'm saying is does my action help her get at advantage?
not quite yet. If you
Damn it.
if you manage to get a meaningful amount of snow out of the
Okay.
way, like 30 feet of snow would like free them, but at the moment it's only like 5 foot. Shanti, give me a strength check with
Okay.
athletics.
All right, and give me 1 second. Strength.
This takes an action. Oh no.
Okay, I am pissed. Now I'm gonna rage.
Yeah.
So as-
Rage digging.
yeah, now I'm pissed. I'm gonna rage out. So that is my so next time I'm gonna
It's a
be
bonus.
raging. Yep.
Okay, so
I
next
took my
time you'll
bonus
probably have
action.
advantage. That will
Yep.
give you 1 fail, 1 success at the moment. Okay, guys, you're still buried under here.
Geist is gonna keep trying to dig himself out, I guess. Doesn't have a lot of
Go
choice at this matter. And it has to be strength, so yeah. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, you fails. No. Rough. Hulla.
Strength is not his skill.
Yeah, so can I try and climb like use the rope, use the rock to try and climb up? Like use it as a strength. I couldn't
Yes.
push back against it, but I'm gonna try and climb
Yes.
up. Yeah.
Right, it's going to give you purchase, isn't it? So you
Yeah.
can use it like a ladder.
I don't know if
Okay.
that's a strength check or athletics check.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
still use athletics.
All right.
Um,
Come on. Going to
that's a success.
heave myself up and just
Yep.
like with the
See,
tips
it
of my
looks like it's working.
fingers. Yep.
That's 1 success, 1 fail on your part.
Okay.
Okay, that's
You're still buried though, right? Hulla?
I'm still buried, yeah, but
Okay.
I've got at least a way up.
the-
Yeah.
At the top of the round, I'm going to ask everyone who's still buried under the snow to give me a frost check.
Oh, jeez. This is so
Nothing
rough.
else.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where. Oh man, we don't know where Ashanti is. Okay.
No, you don't.
I have 8 more rounds to find her with the Dust Devil. Dirt Devil.
Right. Geist and Ashanti. Yeah, Ashanti needs to make one as well. Oh, and Hulla. A frost check, please.
Oh, I thought you meant at the start of our round. I apologize.
Nah, it's top of the round.
Is I did have my prestidigitation on Ashanti, but I had to drop it for the Dirt Devil. Dust Devil, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And finally, Hulla. Frost check.
Frost check. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's a pass.
That's pretty good.
Geist, on the other hand, that's the level of exhaustion.
Oh my god, stupid level of exhaustion knocking me down by 1.
That was a
let me-
How many
fail.
levels of exhaustion? It was probably 20.
Yeah, so
How many levels of exhaustion do you have right now?
I'm on 2.
2. Okay, I thought you already had 2. Okay.
No, Ashanti or Hulla. Ashanti has 2. I only have 1.
Okay.
Or now I have 2.
Your turn again.
I mean, it's worked so far. I'm just gonna keep plowing through the Dust Devil.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I know
like it.
it shouldn't hit Barry because he's above it, but I'll keep plowing through.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
now
it
it's
drills through the snow. And I'll say, Hulla, you can hear something behind you, like sifting and maneuvering. Though you've already made some headway above it, and it's very muffled, even with it only being 5 feet away from you. It's very muffled, but you can hear some sort of.
Is it beside me
5 feet
or
away?
above me?
It's
Is
just
it-
like down and behind you.
Is it within 5 feet of her?
No, because the Hulla was making their way up, so I'm assuming
Oh,
one
she's making
success
her way,
means
okay.
they've dug like 10 foot up.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's down and
Okay.
behind you, Hulla.
Can I tell what it is? Like, can I tell that it's a Dust Devil, not a person?
You're blinded down here, so no, you can't. You can just hear
No idea
this
what it is,
muffled
just a-
sort of sifting noise, like yeah, like almost sounds like a whirlwind of snow. but
Okay, so it doesn't sound like someone saying their name, like "help me, help me."
No.
Sounds like nature. Okay, then I'm not gonna dig
It's-
towards it. Then I'm gonna.
It sounds like a little
behind.
tornado chewing everything up. Yeah.
True. It is very weird that it's down behind you though, because you would expect that to be under the snow. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what I think that is. Like, I would assume that that's the sound of more avalanche, like more snow falling, and I'm just like, stay away from that.
Possibly. Well, okay. For now, stay away. It's Barry's turn.
I'ma keep blasting.
Sure. You can keep blasting, and it does plow away another sort of section of snow, it's only like 10 feet deep. No sign of Ashanti at all.
So I've got nothing else on
Okay.
this. I know how deep down I was, so I know it's gonna take a little while.
And you're hitting like here, right?
Yeah, where I knew Ashanti was.
If anything, then there's a selection of 20-foot snow that just sort of collapses on itself as the Dust Devil moves underneath, and you're blasting from above. So you sort of just collapse a 20-foot section of the snow into the tunnel that this thing made.
Oh.
And during which you don't see any movement or hear any shouts from below.
Where the hell was Ashanti then?
You begin to assume that she may have been swept up and didn't manage to cling onto the side at this point.
Then
She could be anywhere.
I guess I move on to the. I don't know where Ashanti is. Have you got this 607?
Well, if she's not, she was in between you and Hulla, and by this corner. I haven't seen either one of them, so I'm gonna have to start sweeping down.
Yeah, she probably should have been here right now. I'm gonna try and move on to Hulla, and I'll move to where Hulla was. assuming Hulla hasn't moved, and then start doing the same thing.
You got it.
Because I've got nothing else.
Ashanti.
I either dig with my hands or I blast the snow away. It's
This is way
same
faster than using using your hands. It would take not rounds but minutes if you were using your hands.
Exactly.
Just suggestion out of character. Would your tremor sense be able to help you find someone?
It only works when I'm stood on stone. It's part of like stone cunning.
I thought maybe you might be able to like press into like the side of the mountain and use it to find if anyone's like near the edge. Maybe.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
true. The side of the mountain is stone, but the rest we are standing on is definitely snow.
yeah. So I'm just gonna be blasting where Hulla was instead, and hope that 6 or 7 finds Ashanti.
Okay, Ashanti. 1 success, 1 fail at the moment, and you're raging now. So you should. Let me just make sure you've actually got it active.
Oh, hang on.
There you go. So you've got advantage on all your athletics checks.
Okay, so I'm gonna again try digging out now that I'm so angry. So I'm gonna. Do you want this strength or well, strength and athletics are the same.
Yeah.
All right.
Athletics.
So advantage. That's a much better roll.
Well, that is definitely 2 successes. You're making headway.
Okay.
Exploring your way through the snow.
And now that I'm making noise, I'm gonna, if it's okay with you, roll a perception check to see if Andy can hear me, and maybe tell the rest of the team where I am. So, because I'm raging, I'm making noise.
Perception check with advantage.
Okay. 19.
That's a success. Andy swoops around and starts to circle, perhaps just 10 feet above the snow where you are.
Okay. All right.
Highlighting it to everyone else. Okay.
Okay. Good. And that's my turn.
Geist realizes at this point that he's pretty sure he doesn't have the physical strength to try to escape. So he's just gonna basically try his best to hold on to life for as long as possible and just hope someone finds him. Maybe just move his hand enough to make a little bit of noise, because there's no way he's making this roll. He's perhaps panicking, but trying to keep himself calm in this state at best, because there isn't anything he can do.
In that case, to just remain calm, just simply give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
See just how calm Geist is remaining.
Nope.
Oh my lord.
Yep.
Oh my god.
This is a horrible way to die. Crushed to death by an avalanche. Your friends are like within. They're like within reach, but not within your grasp, and yet
You have to
there's
climb.
nothing you can do to save yourself. It is. You feel so hopeless, alone, cold, and in complete darkness.
If anything, the only hope...
That's actually a really good way to describe being actually buried by an avalanche, because people see that's what it's like.
If anything, the only slight hope he has is that if this does kill him, then there's almost no chance that thing's getting out either, because it won't have gestated in time, or that's his hope. But
all right.
This might be my tomb, but it'll be a tomb for you as well, you bastarding thing. In his head.
How about another athletics check? If you can make this one, you might just be able to dig your way out.
Okay. Can I keep climbing? Got no other choice. Nothing else to do.
Oh, it's 2 fails, 2 successes.
Bloody hell! Drop on the ice. Slide down.
It's like as you're digging through one section, scraping your fingers against it, you realize this isn't snow. This is like ice that's built up around the underside of a shelf of rock, and you've like dug your way up into the rock, and now you either need to like dig backwards or back down the way you came. You have to twist your body round. It's so uncomfortable, and panic sets in as this feels like you're trapped underneath. You pray to God you haven't actually dug upside down, but ooh, 6 or a 7, you're up.
All right. I am going to. I'm use the drawing tool, and I'm going to start sweeping down this way.
Yeah. Gotcha. Like doing, like you're mowing lines off the side of the
Yeah.
mountain. This
Yeah,
is slope,
basically.
but I'll say it's still the sort of same effect as you're drilling down
It
through
does.
them.
It doesn't matter for the dust devil. As long as it
Mhm.
on something. Yeah.
Okay, so that's like 20 feet. So that's like 1 turn. Which means
Yeah.
it's kind of like lined up here. Oh, sorry, lined up here for the next one, going down in switchbacks.
Yeah, basically
Okay.
that's what I'm trying to do because I figure Ashanti was somewhere around here. Oh, let me go back to the thing. Was somewhere around here, and then got pushed down somewhere. So she's
Right.
somewhere
And
around here.
would he notice that Andy is flying over a specific spot?
Oh yeah, would I?
Oh, that's sorry. Completely right. Andy is circling
Yeah.
this area here.
Yeah. Okay, so I will obviously then go towards
So
that.
yeah. Thank you for reminding us.
Good point. Yes.
That's a very good point. Yes.
So that would
I
mean
will...
you could get to it with 20 feet from like where was it here? So go to like here. Don't forget these squares are like double what you're normally used to. So it's gonna have to take a couple turns getting to them, but it's on the way.
Yes, I'll
right.
go moving it down this way then.
Barry, you can continue blasting down on top of where Hulla was. Okay, so there's another 5 feet.
And I'm going to point out to Barry.
Well.
I'm going to point out to Barry that that Andy may have Ashanti down this way.
Okay, you got this right.
I'm working on it. Yeah, you find Hulla.
And I'll just continue where I know Hulla was.
And now I am back where I was initially. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Those buried, give me another frost check.
Yeah, let's see if this does what it's meant to do. That's pretty good.
That's a success.
You rolled a 5.
Wait, for that. Oh.
Ashanti rolled a 5, but they've got beastly
Yeah.
constitution. That's okay. None of you have suffered any sort of hypothermia yet. We're good.
Doing what I want to do. Meh.
Okay, guys. Oh, sorry, no, Ashanti. Ashanti's up. You can try to get out. You've got one more success to get out. With advantage. Give me that athletics check.
Oh
God, are you kidding? No. There's no way. The Raging Barbarian can't get out of the snow? This is insane. It means that really it felt like you were making headway, but as you're digging up and you're trying to find room to push all the where the snow is, you suddenly feel like a heap of it kind of collapse again and down on top of you, continuing to restrain you and just blocking out all senses. Your numb fingers can't even feel the snow that it's digging through at this point. That's horrible. Was that 2? There's that 3 fails now. 1.
Believe so.
Okay, Ashanti's fully stuck then. As that heap of snow collapses on you, you just feel like you're completely paralyzed.
Jeez.
You might be muted, by the way, Fear.
Yeah, they are. They're
Okay.
muted.
Yeah, silenced by the snow. Even the sounds of their shouting are muffled out. And he continues to circle, however. Geist.
Geist is basically, as he said, in like panic mode, but still trying to keep his head as well as he can together, because he knows that's just going to make him die far, if anything, if he panics too much. So he's going to once again try to reassert himself, but I don't think he can. So probably
You hear the white lady.
Yeah.
Are you just going to give up?
I'm relying on the others to rescue me. You know, strength isn't my forte. I can't exactly make the snow disappear. And I'm sorry if this is where my promise to you ends. It wasn't my intent. I meant to carry it out, but seems nature has its way of getting to me. But
Strength was neither my forte, but look at us. I found a way to persevere, to exist.
But unfortunately, neither of our existences is going to move 30 feet or more of snow. But he takes a deep breath, trying to reassert himself, and I guess he'll try one last time to try to free some space. But then it will be he can't do anything, because that'd be 3 failures on athletics, I guess, so.
Weak-willed. There is a way. There is always a way.
No, there's not. Jesus.
Well, if you know what it is, you could help out. I mean, you've been in my head for long enough.
As you say that, you feel your body become deathly cold. Not from the freezing surrounding, but rather like from inside. Like your very spark of life kind of almost snuffs out for a second. It feels like you're leaving your body, but you look down, you don't see a body. You're not having an outer body experience. It's almost as if your body sort of temporarily like phases into a ghost-like specter form, and you see the white lady like reaching out, grabbing your. It seems as though she's come out of you. She's like grabbed a hold of you and like has almost turned you into a ghostly form herself. And as she's trying to trying to stretch your body out of here and heave you out. It's almost as if your inability to believe and your panicked mind, and you're still trying to like scramble physically, has like not allowed her to fully enter into this incorporeal state with you. But for a moment, it feels as though she is trying something that would work, but you've yet to form a full bond with the spirit of the white lady.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, eventually you get incorporeal movement.
Yeah, at 13th level.
Yeah, I know. That's such a kick in the groin.
Like, I wish I had that. Like, actually. Is there anything...
struggling.
Is there anything I can do with my cunning action on this? Because, obviously... No, I mean, I'm not like a thief rogue, so I can't do like sleight of hand. So I'm just wondering if there's any way I can use anything of that. I guess not.
Not in this instance, no.
No.
I'm afraid, Geist, with that fail, you are fully buried. You are unable to make any more attempts to undig yourself. There is just too much snow and too much weak-willed. You did not believe in the ghost, but yeah, you're. That's a shame. Hulla, you might not have to rely on your.
Am I able to tell that Barry is close by?
Yeah, there's these dull thuds against the snow, like.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done like 10 feet of snow off the top of her now at this point.
Okay, so I'm gonna knock in the direction that I feel that coming from, because that doesn't feel. Unlike the Dust Devil, which felt like nature, this feels like something human. So I'm gonna make my way towards that and push and punch towards where I can feel him coming from.
Okay, give me one last athletics check.
Oh, come on. Please,
Otherwise,
please,
it's
please,
up
please,
to Barry.
please.
Oh my god.
That's 2 fails.
It is 2
See.
fails. You are fully buried under here, I'm afraid.
Yep.
You find there is some direction, like you're hearing it, but it's like
Can
as you're
I-
trying to go
can
through
I
it,
kind
the
of-
snow's too packed.
Try and shout out to try and let him know
Yeah.
that I'm here. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, go.
you can.
I'm here. I'm right here. Help!
And
Stuck on
Barry,
this
there's
bloody
definitely
mountain.
a muffled sort of shouting that can be heard just about 5 feet down. You're not far away. The snow is really heavily packed though. 607, and also everyone. Let's do frost checks for the 3 people still buried.
Right, let's see if the thing I changed to my frost check actually works. Because it doesn't. I don't think it takes into account exhaustion properly.
Ooh, someone rolled a 1.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
me,
Geist.
of course.
Of course.
Oh
it was.
no!
Oh, that added.
Guys,
That added instead of minusing. That's but yeah.
the other
yeah.
2 miraculously staying
Ouch.
staying on top of this. But my god, the nat ones is rough.
Yep.
Okay. 6
Yeah.
or 7, you've moved the thing 20 feet again. The next turn,
30 feet. 30 feet. I can go
above-
30 feet.
oh, sorry, 30. In that case, then at this point, yes, Ashanti, you can start to feel the snow around you beginning to kind of like loosen them as it's being blended away. I think it actually just reached just adjacent to them. The next turn absolutely will be free, but
Is she within 5 feet?
yes, but she's like restrained and held in place by all the snow.
She needs to make a strength saving throw.
Okay, right. Ashanti, make a strength save.
Okay. And I'm gonna say, because I'm raging, that my
You have
I
advantage
see-
because you're raging.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear my mother whisper in my whisper in my ear, "Get up. This is no time to be laying on your back."
That's a
So-
pass. That's a pass. So you only take half as much of this. So
So
3.
And half again, I think, because it's bludgeoning.
Because it's bludgeoning, yeah. So 1, I guess.
okay.
Well, reduce to 3, reduce to all right, 1.
Okay.
Okay, so you take some bludgeoning damage as you can feel some of the snow next to you kind of being blended up. Your body's still like stuck in there, but next turn you'll probably be free.
Yeah.
Barry, your turn.
I keep blasting. Or if I'm
You
getting, if
blast
it's
straight down,
yeah,
and I think just rolled a hit.
I was gonna say if she's shouting and it sounds really close, I would probably switch to my hands.
It's gonna take a full minute with your hands, but
Alright, yeah, I'll just keep blasting then.
okay, just roll a hit, and then okay. such is the way you're blasting straight down. Hulla, the snow next to you
Oh.
is blasted away, and into your body you feel like a sense of, well, what does your force damage feel like, Barry? Probably just wins them, right?
Yeah. Well, it feels like a chicken's foot kicking you across the face normally, because that's how I describe it. It's like a
Yes.
Chicken's foot.
a green
Alright.
blast of like bay energy, but what essentially comes out, I described as like what looked like a golden trident, but you all know now it's actually just a chicken foot because it's Zybilna's symbol.
Right.
Right. Okay.
It's a very specific pain, but you've never been more grateful to feel it in your life as you see Barritomus covered in snow. All his beard is like white, and just finished casting a spell, and you see him on top of the snow, 20 feet up.
Oh, I've.
Sorry,
Hi.
did
Hi.
that hurt? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that hurt. I've never been so glad to be slapped in my entire life.
And I'll basically be lay on top of the snow with my arm reached out for her to grab, to pull her up.
Love that. Shanti, you're stuck here, but I think that's... you can't
I
do
know
anything on
this.
your turn.
Can I tell Geist, like, I'm okay, I can breathe now. Go help. Is anybody else buried?
Just
Geist is
yeah.
buried.
as far as we can tell, you and Ashanti, but I haven't heard from Geist since he climbed up there.
Okay, well, I'll climb. I can climb out now that I've got air. Just see if you can make sure everyone else is okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Is it like... It'd be like a 20-foot climb, wouldn't it?
It's gonna take me a while.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be helping to grab you up, and then we can try and go up there. And how high was that climb? Did he climb up?
Yeah, but
Was it
40,
he
50
climbed
feet?
up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 50 feet.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to do that on my own. I don't think. I'm not the strongest.
So, Ashanti, I'm afraid you're out of checks, but you can still like shout and call out.
Okay, so then I'm gonna say, shout, whoever's digging, I'm here, I'm here. So I guess that's all I can do.
All right, don't worry, you'll probably be free this next round. Geist is nothing he can do apart from struggle. Hulla, you can start to climb up, get up to Barry, like grab onto his hand. He eaves you up. You're able to like kick off the rocks that you were using.
Yeah.
And finally come to the surface. And you look around, the mountainside looks completely different to what you remember it just a minute or two ago.
I can't even... Where's the trail? God, I can't see anything. Okay, where's... All right, I see 607.
Andy.
There's that
Andy's
bird.
frantically going around in circles here, but no sign of Geist at all. It's the real heartbreaker. No one knows where he is.
Okay, let's go dig down where he was. Come on. And we'll start heading up this way.
I mean, I suppose the one thing that might be the saving grace for Geist is that he would still, I guess, have hold of the rope. So unless the ropes got knocked off the wall, there might be at least a path to him if you follow the rope. Once you dig down deep enough.
The rope is probably covered.
The rope's probably buried.
Yeah, but if you dig down deep enough, yeah.
The rope might be
where he was.
Yeah. The rope might be dangling here, but that's about it.
Right. I'm going to say the rope is completely gone, and to climb up to get to where he was is going to be an athletics check as well. But I think you used most of your movement getting up and out, so we'll say next turn. Okay. Frost check. Ashanti, Geist.
Now that I think I've finally got my frost check. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is actually going to kill him. Before the breath.
Is that 6 or whatever? Yeah. I'm gonna circle around this area, digging out.
Yep, you dig out Ashanti, no problem. This time, without having to collide into them, if you're going like around them, the same kind of motion Andy's doing, you drill out.
I'm going around,
yeah. And Ashanti, you are no longer restrained or blinded, and you can see this tunnel that's just been drilled out of the earth.
There's up there. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Your Lord and Savior, 607.
Okay.
I think I'll ever call you that, but you have my thanks.
Andy lets out a squawk of triumph. All right, Barry. Now, if you want to try and make a roll to like locate where he could have fallen or find said rope, right? There could be a check involved, something like a survival or perception check depending on what you want to do this turn, though, Rayleigh. If you've got any other ideas, I'm all ears.
I was going to use another misty step to get up there because I don't think I don't want to waste a turn looking for something.
Okay, so you want to
So
go
if we,
right to where he was.
I don't know exactly where he was because he was up 50 feet on a cliff.
True.
So I just know he's up there somewhere.
Okay.
So if I can bonus action Misty Step up there
If-
and then use my action to look for any signs of where it could be.
If it was 30 feet, you could have made it, but it's 50, and I don't think Misty Step goes that far.
No, but the snow is 30 feet up, so we're 30 feet up, which means there'll only be 20 feet to go.
But then that shelf is also 30 feet up as well, right?
Ah,
You see
damn
what I
it.
mean? Yeah, everything's elevated by 30 in that square that has been laid out.
Damn it. I'm gonna have to either plant new pittons and try and climb up, or I'm gonna have to look for a rope. So I'll attempt to look for the rope.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Or investigation if you prefer that. I can see you've got.
Um,
Well, wait. You've got
Perception's
more
actually
perception,
better.
even though you're even though you're proficient in investigation. You don't see any signs of the pittons or rope up
I'm-
there or down where you are.
I just said to Hulla, what wasn't there a rope here before?
Somewhere, but I can't tell where the heck we were.
All right. If you need to put in some pittons,
I'm gonna
this is gonna sound so degraded for a dwarf, but if you need to climb on my shoulders, that's fine.
Okay. I'm just gonna put them in the stone here where I can reach. And just for something to grab onto. And I'm gonna put I'm gonna hammer a couple of pittons in the wall and tie a rope to it so that Barry and I can hang on to that so that we don't sleep or slip any further. Just hang on here. And we'll keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll find it.
Go ahead. Oh wait, sorry. Ashanti's actually up first. You're free, Ashanti. What would you like to do?
What I'd like to do is I am going to set up and check my equipment. Are my snowshoes still on? Do I have my weapons, my backpack, did I lose anything? Did I maintain my grip on my halberd?
If
You
you
know, that kind of
if you had
thing. Can I?
everything secured, then you
Mm,
wouldn't have lost anything. Did you have anything like in your hands, like
Probably
when you were
only my
moving?
halberd, you know, using that as a staff and a snow checker. So my halberd's
Okay.
probably the only thing I would have been holding. But that's probably the only thing I would have kept a death grip on if I could have.
That kind of encompasses the strength save initially to hold on to the mountain. I think that is the only thing that has gone missing was the thing in your hands. The halberd is arguably one of your most like important things to hold on to. That is somewhere in this avalanche.
Okay. All right.
You still have your javelins and your hand axes, spear, etc.
And I am. I, I that's going to be my turn is checking everything. And then
Okay,
I'm
got it.
going to call Andy down and check Andy as well to make sure she wasn't hurt in all of this.
You got it. And we'll assume you used your movement to kind of like go back up
Set up
where
and
the tunnel is. Yeah.
yeah. Try to get
All right.
up and move.
So Geist, I'm just gonna give you a HP for a second because I want to see your exhaustion level. You're on 4 levels of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
I've been adding those
Yeah.
manually, so because I have a little macro that does it, so I don't have to give you HP. Anything else you would like to try? I mean, you can't dig your way out.
mean,
try and anything in your inventory?
I don't think I've got anything that will help. I mean, I've got thieves' tools, masons' tools, woodcarvers' tools. But in order to use anything in my inventory, I'd have to be able to move my arms. And I'm kind of restrained because one of my thoughts was maybe, I don't know how it would work. If I could get out one of the bag of tricks creatures and it was useful, it might expand some space and then be able to dig out.
Yeah, if you could dig. I'll tell you what then. If you are able to sort of like twist your arm around and try to reach in to your backpack, you might be able to grab it. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, dice. No. And I saw
Oh,
that almost nat 20.
oh shit.
That is
It's
rough.
Yep.
too awkward for where your arm is in a particular position to like reach behind you.
Yeah.
You really need to like turn around, set it down, and reach in, but it's just not within your grasp.
Yep.
Hulla, okay, you're
Okay.
seeing Barry looking around. He
Mhm.
can't see anything of Geist or where Geist was.
Can I put my ear to the snow and do like a perception check and see if I can hear anything?
Yeah, you can. Give me a
Just see-
perception check.
Just to see if I don't know what I'm hoping to hear in case he's shouting. Oh no, I hear nothing.
It's nothing. And if
What do I have? What do I have that I have nothing that can help? I have nothing that can help.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use my axe and try and cut through some of the snow and ice and just dig and keep going where the last time I saw Geist. So kind of
all right. To get to where
kind of
Geist
like
was, you need to
in
roll
this
an athletics
direction.
check.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, athletics. Okay.
It's
Can
slow
I guidance
going.
myself?
You can.
Okay, to give myself a little boost out of desperation.
So you're making headway up the side of the mountain once again.
Yeah.
It's a little bit treacherous, so you do actually have to do this professionally and hammer in pittons and climb up properly. But you can begin to make the ascent. You probably get there next turn to where he was.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep going where I saw him last. It's as best as I can do until I have any until I get any hint of where he is. Yep.
It's 607. It's your turn. He's got this spell for how much longer?
I have it for a few more rounds, but I drop it anyway.
Oh shit. Okay.
I have it for like
Drop the
2 more
spell.
rounds. I drop it.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Cold. Barry. Your turn. And I feel like at this point we're coming out of round initiative and going more into like minutes, because no one has a clue where he is. And now that spell's gone, that was the only real thing I was keeping track of, because that would have been particular, like that could have meant something with each round that passes. But
Yeah.
now we're going to go into like minute turns, okay? So
I don't think Dust Devil would have made it in 2 rounds either.
And to be honest, if it's a minute round, then Guy suffocates because he's only got a minute.
holy shit, Barry,
What
are you gonna do?
I would have had like 2 or 3 rounds to get it back up to where Hulla is, and it would have dropped by then anyway. So,
But unless you can find him, then Barry, is there anything you can do? I mean,
so
on the off chance that it does work, you can also still try the tremor sense thing, but
yeah,
it's
the
up to
tremor
you,
sense.
really.
So I'm gonna go to this wall here because he's up on the
Uh-huh.
cliff. I'm gonna use the tremor sense. Yeah.
Yep.
To try and
How far is it? 60 feet?
60 feet, yeah.
That's huge.
To try and find him.
60-foot radius would tell you that. Holy crap, that's massive.
And I'm feeling through the cliff because I know he was up on top of the cliff.
You don't feel anything in this radius, 60-foot radius. You can move still on your turn as well. You've got like this as a sensor, effectively, like a radar sonar.
Really?
You can move. Yeah, you can move around with it. Like you're not stuck whilst using it.
So I'll move across.
Nothing.
And then I will attempt because looking at where the dust devil was down here, Ashanti clearly fell from the cliff. I'm going to go to where the cliff's edge was and work my way down.
Right there, as you get to the edge, you sense something very faint wriggling against the side of the wall.
Down here.
Here.
Ah. And so is this a drop, or is this all snow
It
here?
is. It would be a sort of a drop, but I imagine with the avalanche, it's kind of created like a slope and an incline, right? So you're looking at rocks on the map, but it's actually just plows, like a big snowy slope. So yeah, you could like fall down it and just like
down here, and I'll slide with my last 5 foot movement. I'll go onto the slope and slide down.
And slide down. All right.
Yeah.
Just give me a quick like, we'll say like acrobatics check.
Oh yeah.
You're on
guidance.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't think. Oh no, it's not gonna matter.
So you kind of go ass over tea kettle, and you're reaching out to try and guidance him as he's already like gone out of reach, and you end up kind of prone, falling down here. And I won't say it's too harsh. It's just taking 1d6 of damage because it is soft snow that's just settled. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Thank you.
And
10 hits.
You do end up right to where you can sense the wriggling of Geists. Like it sounds like he's pressed up against the stone, upside down, trying to reach to something, but he can't.
Now, I don't know that he has taken damage. So I will do the same thing I've been doing to save everyone. I'll be at Eldritch Blasting.
Okay. Well, that turn actually changed everything. I don't want to go into minute turns if you're going to go round by round doing 5 foot, 5 foot, 5. Because you will get to him within a minute, right? So that does change everything.
What will change something is if I hit him.
Yeah, that could be brutal.
But I don't know he's in dire danger in terms of health. I just know he's stuck.
Barry's down here next, some 60 feet away from you, Ashanti, blasting away sections of the snow. What would you like to do? You're still raging as well.
I am going to jump up. So I'm going to stand, and I am going to start moving towards him. My speed is reduced to 20 foot.
Oof.
But I can.
You could dash there.
Yeah, I was going to say I can dash. So I'm going to dash towards him to see if I can help.
Are you using a adrenaline rush to dash, or just your action?
If I bonus action my rage to keep my rage up, then I don't think I can bonus action adrenaline dash. That would be cheating. Okay.
You're right.
So,
okay, so you dash
I'm just gonna dash towards him, and then as he's trying to blast down, I'm gonna try to catch up to him.
Okay, got it. Guys, you hear a very, very distant dull above your head. But I'm afraid you can't get to there anytime soon.
Yeah.
Would you like to? You can try that reach around.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
I'm sorry, what?
It's the best
That's a different game.
Does a 13 do it?
13. Oh, I was looking to set the DC the same as the avalanche. It's like a 15, but because that's like what you're fighting against effectively.
Yeah.
But it's just like barely under. If you weren't exhausted, you would easily make that. But
Can the ghost make me slightly spectral to reach you? As I'm now trying something.
It's fine. We got you. We got you.
Now that we know where he is, yeah.
I'll throw a D2 at this. If it's a 2, you get it. Oh my god, you do.
Okay. Now,
hey, have
the
some
next
DM
bit,
inspiration.
the next bit of luck. Will the bag of tricks give me something useful? I need
fish.
I need a 9 or a 10. Or actually no, a 1 or a 2 could work here.
Alright, go for it.
Oh.
Oh lord, a polar bear. Holy shit.
Well,
Let's go.
hopefully that busts open some space and can start
Bring it
digging
towards-
its
yeah.
it can start digging its way up. And Geist is
Amazing.
just gonna
Okay,
grab hold of it, just like and in
Just
his
clawing your way to the surface.
and in his head thinking on this is kind of weird but kind of makes sense. He was expecting a wolf to save him, but he's thinking perhaps more of his party members than himself, and he knows one of the party members has a tie to a polar bear, so he's assuming that somehow their presence has willed this to save him or allowed him to be able to reach into this.
Hell yes. I love it. But I think with now finding where he is, Hulla, you can see Fiery blasting away. Do you want to do anything, or should we just let this carry out and get him out?
Well, can I sort of slide down to try and help dig him out?
Slide back. It's going to be an acrobatics check. Just slide all the way down.
Acrobatics. It's gonna be clumsy.
It is clumsy, but you don't take full damage. You just slide down the section you were on, and it'll be another one next turn as well. To get
There's
all the way
slight
down.
tumbling. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not quite as
Okay.
elegant as one of those cool slides across the front of a car, you know, like they do in action movies, but
Yeah,
that's what I
instead of ass over tea kettle, it was tea kettle over ass.
exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
Just a little bit rough.
6 or 7. Anything on your turn?
Oh wait, they got it.
Yeah, they do got it. In fact,
He's
I'm
not in
gonna
any hurry.
go ahead-
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and end combat as, after several blasts, you begin to hear the roar of a bear just clawing its way to the surface.
I keep blasting.
Yeah,
keep
I know, right?
blasting.
Geist is gonna call out, "I'm here and I've got a bear holding me."
I keep
You see him
blasting.
holding onto the waist of this bear, just clinging onto his fur.
Yeah.
This polar bear just, as you blast it, by the way, the polar bear loses a bit of fuzz. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. As
Yes.
I'm gonna say, Chris, as
got
I've been
attacked by
under
bear.
the cold for, do I need to make another frost check before I'm freed?
You're right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, give me another frost check.
Yeah,
Oh
there's
my
my next
God.
failure. Puts me at
That
a
is another
minus.
failure.
Puts me at 5 levels of exhaustion.
That's about right, I'd imagine, for being buried that severely and in the freezing. But that will conclude the avalanche. You have made it to the surface,
Oh my
no longer
God.
blinded or restrained.
We
We're
haven't
still
even climbed the
alive.
mountain yet.
He's still alive. I blast him. What? No, I kid.
Jesus.
Hi.
Hey, Chris, did I do that to the team by reminding them to be careful of avalanches?
Yes.
You
I
just
do have
somehow
that planned.
do.
Yep.
Did you have that planned?
It was planned, but I
Okay.
was holding my tongue when you said about it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like you knew what was about to happen. Yeah, the sun looks like it had melted a whole shelf of the ice, and the pigeons as well as the goats kind of disturbing it seem to have just launched the whole avalanche. That's what started this thing.
So
A ray of hope worked against you.
Geist is
Do-
just
do we-
like, hi, I'm alive. I think.
do we need to come back to this? Because that was
Do
rough.
you
We've
do you
only
need a bit healing? How badly off are you?
Well,
Should we continue up the mountain?
I'm
I'm sorry, Paul.
No!
I just want to. I want to imagine just everyone else is like battered at the bottom of this avalanche, pulling a guy's body out, like all mangled, and then they all look up to see you. You're just standing there, uninjured, with your walking stick, just still perfectly unharmed.
yeah.
And say that.
Guys
Yeah, and
just
say
sort of
that line.
crawls on top of the polar bear and it's like, you guys climb if you want. I'm gonna go take a nap. I might not wake up, but that's fine.
I'm gonna
almost
go
did-
down and give you a cure wounds.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah.
So 2d6. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on death's door. I'm exhausted by 5.
We need a little bit to get you at least up the mountain. There you go. Have 10 points.
10.
Yay.
I mean, none of the rest of us
Polar
are
bear,
that
like-
great off either, but at least
No.
we're not dead.
Yeah,
Are we
I'm-
continuing with this?
I think in
No!
my case it
Let's
would be.
go back and rest.
Let's.
It's a beautiful day. We can't waste a beautiful day.
I mean, if you guys want to keep trying to climb the mountain, I'll just wait at the bottom because I'm not going to be able to climb any walls. I realize
I
You
lost,
have advantage.
I lost my
I have
halberd.
advantage and a
Don't
-5. That negates advantage.
Are you?
It does, which means you're
Everybody,
rolling
I've
flat,
lost
right?
my halberd. If y'all see my halberd, that's the only reason I would want to
Right.
stay up here.
Right.
So,
You
as y'all are
can
moving around, please look for my halberd.
roll survival
It's-
checks to find Ashanti's halberd.
I will. Yeah.
With a polar bear, the
What
polar
was
bear can
that
give
dice
one
roll
person
earlier?
advantage. Oh my god, there it is. Guys, you're like-
-5 as well.
guys, you
Never
realize
mind. It's right next to
there's
Geist.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys
it's
just
pulled
like
out with guys.
guys just like I knew there was a reason I pulled a polar bear out of the bag. Your halberd let it happen.
You're
Thank
just like
you.
stuck in your back, guys. That's what like
Yeah.
knocked you to death. Still, you landed on Ashanti's halberd.
Yeah. I like this polar bear. He's a good polar bear.
Yes. Good
Brr.
Thank you, guys. Good polar bear.
Yep.
So,
I'm
Are we coming back to this, or are we taking a short rest and then going, or are we
I mean
just heading
Why
out
don't we at
now?
least have a short rest?
I
I
mean
mean,
Sounds good.
because we need to see how much of the mountain is still standing. So we're
if
going to have to rescout everything.
yeah, from my personal perspective, I think I am even more of a liability than I'm normally going to be. So I am happy to wait at the bottom if you guys want to go up, or I can head back to town and help Eve with the selling of things. But I'm not going to be in any state to climb mountains for probably a couple of days at least at this point.
Hmm.
And we also will have lost probably some of the climbing gear as a result of that. So, like a rope.
Oh,
Yeah, you lost one rope and however many pittons. We'll say like 4 pittons to get up.
Yeah, I'll remove
Um,
my
yeah.
rope from my sheet.
Can I have the harness then? Can we have
Yeah,
the harness
yeah, I
that we
will
made?
give you the harness.
If
Mhm.
so, if you are going back to town though, don't kill them all.
I'll
with
try
your
not to.
with your salad.
I don't think we should split the party anymore. If let's at least take a short rest, something to eat, use our
Even-
hit points.
Back
All
to the
right.
camp.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Short
even
rest.
with a short rest, I'm not gonna be in any state to climb the mountain, unless you. I'm literally. I mean, out of character, I've got a 15-foot movement speed. The polar bear's not going to be able to carry me up the mountain because it does not have a climb speed. So,
Could be rough. But
yeah.
look, if you are with the party, it does mean you could command the polar bear, right? and that is a great boon to the party for sure. Like 42 hit
Yeah,
points and a
but
strength of
the
20. Like,
problem is, how is a
huge.
polar bear getting up a mountain? It can't climb ropes or walls. I don't think polar
Well,
bears
But
can
it
climb.
can-
bears are very
Bears are very
climbers.
good at
They just-
climbing. Yeah.
Are
They,
polar
they are.
bears?
They just lack a climb.
Yeah.
They just
They've got
lack
the
a climb
claws.
speed on the character sheet. Yeah, they can climb trees like easy.
Fine.
But I get what you're saying. Like, they don't have a climb speed in the rules. But you could see how far they could get. It's like worth a shot.
I mean, Geist is gonna have a
Sean-
route about in the gear, see if he can find enough to basically rig himself a saddle for the polar bear, so that he's got a safer way to stay on its back. Like, even if it's just some additional rope to like tie himself on.
There's parts of the sled that you can use. They're like, bungee ropes, right? Yeah, you could do that.
All right.
Everyone else, you can finish a short rest.
Yeah, I'll polar bear my way up.
Spend your hit dice. And pray that another avalanche doesn't hit while you're sitting down in here. 6 or 7, you don't need one on this particular occasion. Is there anything you want to do during the hour?
Yeah, I'm gonna work on clearing snow from the path, just taking it very slowly, very cautiously while they're down there. And a combination of prestidigitation and firebolt and things, and just sort of melting and heating away some of the snow, and then freezing some of it so it stays as a wall, and then moving very slowly, not trying to do too much, just trying to move a little bit to sort of secure some of the space we have through
You've
here.
got a massive headway. You've done like 100 feet with the actual dust devils. So yeah, you just got to go through there and secure that tunnel. And
so secure, just firm up this wall here, and then try to,
Perfect. Yeah, we'll say you managed to do that within the hour.
Yeah.
Okay. And everyone else, you're looking a little bit healthier, I see. Any more hit dice on Geist, or is that it?
I didn't roll one. I guess I'll roll one. I
go
guess.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you rolled a
why
1.
So you
Yeah,
get-
you rolled 1.
Game.
Yeah.
not?
Jeez.
Any, you can spend another if you like.
It's not
Don't
going to
wanna
make
quite
much
sure.
difference. If I get hit by anything, I'm dead regardless. It doesn't matter. Let's just go.
Oh god.
Like,
All right. I will say you can still be of aid to the party, even with levels of exhaustion at this extremity.
yeah,
You're
I
not
have some.
out,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just very, very badly. Yeah, I'm just in a very, very bad
For
state.
sure. Exactly. But I think Hulla does what Hulla said rings true the most, in that we have 5 hours left of a ray of hope. You guys don't know that exactly unless you roll a survival check. Actually, you can tell the weather and how
Yeah,
long it
why
will
not?
last if just a survival check.
Yeah. Just Geist, or?
Anyone who has survival proficiency can actually give me one,
No.
and I'll say
Proficiency? Oh, I have proficiency. What?
that's
I don't roll well, but who knows?
You all have proficiency in survival?
I do.
Hulla, you got a success. That's a
Yay.
success. You can tell. Like, I guess it makes sense because you're the one who mentioned it about wanting to make the most of this light. It does seem as though this is going to hold for a good 5 hours more. You won't have to worry about any freezing cold temperatures or wind pulling you off the side of the mountains or blizzards. It looks like this is a rare opportunity to make use of this day and climb one of the most treacherous locations in Icewindale.
Yeah, I don't like
Right.
this quest.
So you heard him. It's a rare opportunity. We've got to make it. When was the last time we saw weather like this? We really need to.
Is that what
To get
Hades
going.
said?
That's what Hades told me.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, gonna listen to the guy deep under the ground then, who clearly understands.
yeah.
Up.
If the god of death thinks that this will bring life, then go for it. I guess.
Right.
Geist opens his his book on religion of Hades, and it's like that probably makes sense, right?
You coming with then, guys, or are you going?
Yeah, I'm gonna climb, or the polar bear's gonna climb, and I'm just gonna ride the polar bear. I'm tied. I'm basically tied myself to the back of the polar bear, which I think may actually have a better movement speed than I do normally.
We'll
Yeah,
move
it does.
swiftly along back to the point you got. Hulla, you got about halfway up here with the pittance. Anyone else who wants to roll an athletics check and just finish off the route, including yourself, Hulla, if you want, or even actually, Ashanti,
Yeah,
your
I
raid
mean,
has ended.
I'll roll an athletics check, see if I can get any further up.
I'm gonna let Hulla do it. I'm still kind of shaken by that
Perfect.
experience.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hulla, you're able to finish your work, hammer in the pittance, lower a new rope, and have everyone else follow that and
Just
climb up.
climb on
No
up.
problem.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
The polar bear situation.
Oh, I'm
and
gonna
this
be
part,
staying.
I'm gonna have.
I'm gonna be dragging
yeah,
behind again, though.
I'm gonna say I'm still we
I'm
saved him, but
I'm still wary of Geist, and even more so right now because he's had a rough time. So yeah.
Oh.
I'm definitely hanging behind him now.
Yeah. And 6 or 7 go to that unscathed, so that's I think I'm sticking with 6 or 7.
Yeah, he looks
As
like
you should.
He looks like he'd be completely ready for an avalanche, but when Ashanti met him, that wasn't the case. Yeah. Anyway,
I had prior
able to climb up
experience.
here.
That's how he knew how to avoid it.
That's it.
Also, the fact that
Okay.
entire situation for guys could have been avoided if he had rolled better at a dex-based skill, which is his thing. I think initiative has not been my thing like most of this game, despite being, the dexterous one of the group.
I mean, that could have been better if you rolled well in the past 5 rounds.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have had. I could have been helping with the digging if I hadn't have been, because I would have been able to get out of the way because Geist had enough movement for it. Well, he did.
Yeah. He would have, and it was only DC 10 to beat the avalanche. Like,
yeah, and I got a nat 1. That's like my third.
Well, I'm glad the avalanche could bring so much strife and pain rather than just be like, oh, well, sidestepped that. That was close. Now you know the terror that one avalanche can bring.
I mean, Geist probably was well aware of them. And if anything, I feel he has developed claustrophobia fully on this at this point.
God, yeah. Not to mention the crawl. It's rough.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to hand wave this occasion because it was just like a slope of snow. You can't get up that. This section here is very slippery. Once again, you've got crampons. Except the polar bear.
Polar bear has claws?
True. Okay. As long as the polar bear is clawing into the ice, we will say that they can get across now. That is fine. That here is the location of that waterfall, though, 607. You can see it's much wider here than it is at the top. And yeah, you know what? I'll reveal a bit more. You can see where it extends from all the way up there. But that little wiggle here, that would be where the frozen waterfall kind of winds its way down and then flows off of the side here.
Goddamn goats.
Oh, I just realized we're at this point. Cool. I'm gonna.
I don't like that.
No. This is a good point. Okay.
It is.
All right. Sort of. You thought you was in a bad spot, guys. You thought you were exhausted beyond repair. That there was no chance you were making this journey. And then up ahead, you see something in the snow, almost half buried by the snowfall. There is looks like someone fallen. You don't actually see any tracks around them. You just see them sort of embedded into the snow. Either that, or they've been here for long enough that the snow has covered their tracks where they landed. Everyone sees this, I should say, but Geist, you're at the front there.
I usher the polar bear to get nearer so I can get a closer look, I guess.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to be calling out, hello there, don't mind the polar bear, he's friendly.
Softly,
you okay?
softly. You don't want to cause another avalanche.
Yeah, he is calling softly, just like,
Solid.
hey.
Okay.
So
Hey.
you reach a steep, snow-covered incline dotted with jagged rocks, and lying face down in the snow, you can't tell whether they're alive or not, but there is a humanoid in a blood-stained, cold weather clothing. And you want to... You can like roll a medicine check or
I can try
something of the sort if you want to,
but
but they're not responsive.
I sort of gesture to Hulla to move up because they're probably better at this sort of thing. And to be honest, approaching whilst in the back of the bear, probably not.
I will be slowly and carefully moving up. Hello? Hello?
You hear no response from them.
Do I see the sort of thing in the snow ahead?
Yeah, you see. Oh, these mountain goats shouldn't be here. They hop away. But you see, this man is clearly suffered a terrible fate on this mountainside, and
I
as
will
you kind of get
approach and
closer,
see if he's dead. Yeah.
you roll me a medicine check.
Well, I for sure know.
21. You turn him over onto his side or back to reveal his face. He is heavily frostbitten. Like, you've seen this before on Geist. He's got the severe frostbite, severe hypothermia, and he is very likely on the last few inches of his life. But there is breath in him.
I cast Spare the Dying.
That very well may actually spare him. As you cast that, he's healed for 1, and you see his eyes flutter open, but the eyelashes are like covered in icicles, and there's like frostbite like all over his body and limbs. And with a 21 on medicine, you also know he's under 9 levels of exhaustion.
9 levels. All right. Bring the polar bear over here. We need something to warm him up.
Okay, I will move over with the polar bear to warm up this person.
And I'm gonna brush away the ice and like kind of make sure he's bundled up. And a lantern isn't going to do very much, but at least we can protect him from the weather with like just sheltering in the side of the polar bear. Because what he needs is a warm bath, and we're not going to get that for him here. He needs a fire.
This rugged, bearded man is pulled up to the polar bear and you're trying to warm him up, and you know exactly what you have to do with that 21 to sort of treat his hypothermia and keep him stable. And so over the next perhaps minute or so, he tries to like open up his mouth, which has also been, his lips are like completely frostbitten, and he tries to speak, but it's just like this raspy like he's probably
don't
dehydrated
speak.
as well.
Yep. Would we have the stuff to build a fire here, or would that all be back in the tent?
There is a campfire already set up at the base camp.
Okay.
So you could bring him back down there.
I'm gonna take him down with the polar bear. Yeah. Or like roll him on top of the polar bear if he's not capable of walking.
Yeah.
But I will take him back to. I'm gonna tell the others. I'm gonna take him back to base camp and
Hulla,
get a
hang
fire.
on. Before you do that, I'm going to look at him and I'm going to say, are there others trapped in the snow? And see if he can grunt or blink or move your hand a little bit if there's others strapped in the snow.
That looks to be initially what he tries to do is lift up his arm and point, but his arm looks like it's almost like all locked up, and in his fingers don't even twitch. They're probably coming off. Like he's probably losing a few limbs, but he does blink, like very much
Okay.
like intentionally blinks, and then his eyes look up
There are
up the
others.
trail.
There are
Yep.
others. Okay, I guess we
He
should
blinks
see if we can
3
search.
times.
Three
3 of them.
people. There's
In
3
fact,
other people.
yeah.
Okay. All right, Hulla, take him down, but can
I'll follow you back up once I've got him by
okay,
a
because we may
fire.
need the polar bear to help us dig.
Yeah, you guys keep going. I'll follow.
Okay. And I am I'm going to look at my bird and at Andy, and I'm going to. I don't have a way of telling her to find a lost person. It's Timmy down the well, but I'm going to tell her to hunt because that will tell her to start listening to things under the ground.
Okay. Interesting. You don't sense any nearby things rustling around in the ground yet. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Hulla, you take a little detour back down
Mm.
800 feet back down the mountain with the polar bear, and you set up the campfire for him, begin to heat his body up. And during this time, do you ask him any more questions, or are you just trying to make him comfortable?
I'm gonna just try and warm him up first, but once he's in a fit state, I'll ask him how many people are up there, what were you guys doing, what's your name,
Okay.
what are you looking
Yeah,
for?
you have to.
Yeah.
After a long while, he does kind of begin to kind of feel like well enough to perhaps try and speak. But his voice, you can tell, it's heavily damaged from the exhaustion.
I'll give him a little bit
So,
of my boozy flask once he's warmed up.
right. Yeah, that'll definitely clear his throat, like with a hacking cough. Like,
Yeah.
Mm. Ah,
So, what's your
we-
name?
My name is Garrett. Garrett Velrin.
You're the one who lost their
Ah.
dog. The dog came
Boy.
back to town. Yes. That's how we knew we were up here.
He like tries to reach up to his pocket, and as you assist him and you unbuckle it, you see there's a little picture of him and his dog. It's like a little painting, on a piece of canvas. Here we go.
That's the
And
one.
then this is Boy. I gotta
Yeah.
show you. It's adorable.
Boy and the other dogs are, well, I assume the other dogs headed back to town, but Boy headed to town too, so
Boy, good boy.
Boy should be safe at least.
He lets out a sigh of relief, and I was with an expedition. There was 3 more of us. A tiefling, a halfling, and a Goliath.
Know what they were looking for?
They wanted to go up the mountain, and he like it's a hacking cough. But before he kind of like explains that, his eyes kind of go wide in remembering, like he's almost like reliving what happened. And I took them
What?
up the mountain, and then his eyes go wide, and then says, We were attacked. Ah! And it holds his side. We came
Attacked by
around
what?
a corner. A Yeti. A Yeti surprised us and our companions higher up the mountain. I tried to lure it away from the others. I got it to chase me down the mountain. I was wounded, but I managed to escape by leaping off the side of the frozen waterfall. I landed in the snow, but I was too crippled to move. I should be dead.
Probably should be dead.
You
It's
and me
all right.
both.
We'll get you down. A lot of people have died that could have lived, and a lot of people who have lived who should have died. It's Hades' way. Come on, let's get you warmed up. But what were you going up there for in the first place? I mean, that mountain is no friend to anybody.
He actually loses consciousness as
Oh.
he's recalling this tale.
All right, well, that was helpful. I'm gonna rifle through his pockets while he's asleep
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
see
he
if there's
had.
looking for a journal, a map, something.
Just,
Mm,
I suppose as he's the guide, was leading the way, does he have any climbing gear on him? He's the most likely to have them, right? If he was
Yes.
leading the way.
So
Mhm.
he has a climber's kit, and he looks like he did have a weapon, and an ice pick, but it looks as though his other equipment was lost. Like he must have been carrying more than just this on him, but
Mm.
with the
I'm
way
gonna
he
take
kind of
his
described
climber's
the
kit
fight,
though. Yeah,
And
yep,
the ice
you can
pick, I
add one
guess.
climber's kit.
and the ice pick. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Alright.
gonna.
The way he sounded, like the way
Mhm.
he said, like he got it to run and chase him, it's likely like he ditched the rest of his equipment to make sure he could like outrun it.
Right.
I
Okay.
just think for a moment, it's like, do you think it's worth me trying another thing in the bag of tricks, see if it can something can lead him back, get him back to town, like I can pull something suitable?
I think let's head back up the mountain, see if we can find anyone else.
Right.
He's fine here.
In the back of your head, you hear something say, leave a weapon for him in case he wakes up if you're taking his ice pick?
He's got a weapon, doesn't he?
No, he
Didn't you say
seems to. No,
He
he
lost
seems.
all of his
Uh,
gear.
No, that was his weapon. The
that
ice
was
pick
his weapon?
kind of doubled
Um,
up. Yeah, it doubles up like as a war pick.
Oh, okay.
Geist will leave his dagger behind with him because he
All
doesn't
right.
really go for up close combat anyway. Certainly not at the moment, anyway.
It's as you say that he'll be fine
He
down
dies.
here. What's your passive perceptions, you two? And the bear?
Oh,
Is my passive perception before or after applying exhaustion?
It's after.
So mine's
It's-
9.
it's wisdom, right?
Right.
It's 12. So mine's 12.
Polar bear
Yeah,
is
well.
13.
It's 13. All right. As you're saying, he'll be fine here, and you're getting back up, like dusting yourself off and checking over the ice pick. It's when you see something move in the snow, just about, well, from you, it's about 100 feet off Hulla, and there are these kind of like trees that are like stripped of all their leaves, but you swear you see something kind of like duck down low near that tree.
Is it a chewinga by any chance?
It looked a bit larger than a chewinga, but it was completely camouflaged. You have no idea exactly
what
what
it
it
is.
was. You just saw something like white against white. That's what you saw, and it was larger than a chewinga, and it ducked
I'm gonna
down.
take a rock and throw it in the area of where I saw it. See if I can get it to move and see if I can see it again.
Okay.
Like just a
Just roll
pebble.
initiative.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's initiative. I'm afraid it will definitely.
Okay. I'm gonna just
Reveal it.
I'm just gonna drag myself down the mountain, so I'm actually there. Because
Yeah, you are down there, aren't you?
Yeah,
It says there's no encounter
I'm on
currently.
my polar bear. So.
Oh yeah, sorry. Everyone else, I'm gonna roll you one as well because it is a clear day, and you can see 100 feet down to the base camp where they are. So, yeah.
Okay, so we start from where we are, or are you moving us down?
Yeah, you do. No, you start way back up there.
Ooh, natural 1.
I somehow managed to outroll you despite having 5 levels of exhaustion.
The thing is, when they went down, weren't we going up to
They were
look
going
around
up,
the
yeah.
area
Yeah,
for
we were going up
survivors?
to look.
Yeah,
True. You are probably even further than.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is there any
if anything-
point us being on in initiative?
Well, we'll get to you guys later then. It's
We'll
unlikely
we'll
you
all
can do anything
jump.
from this distance.
We'll all just
Probably.
jump and we'll make it.
This is like one of the only times when Eldritch Spear would be useful.
Just
Yeah.
toboggan down. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're just
Yeah,
chit
sorry about
chatting
this. This is just
and
you
whatnot.
split the party, and this is what happens when.
Well,
Garrett's
you took the
sort of left.
toboggan down with them already, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, right. So the top of initiative. You throw a stone at this thing, and it lets out a low growl, and immediately pounces forward.
Oh,
Oh, a cat.
Oh
hi.
my
Crag
god.
cat with massive claws has clearly caught the scent of Garrett's wounds, and leaps. Now it's 40 feet. Just gonna have to dash to get up here. Yeah, it'll dash 80 feet into the fray. And I've got a bonus action actually. If I move at least 20 feet towards a creature, I can then pounce. So let's see. Hulla, you threw a rock at it. How dare you? I'm gonna pounce on you with make me a strength saving throw.
Strength save.
Okay.
15.
15. That's a success. So you
Yes.
see it coming, and you're able to brandish your weapon in time and parry
Push
it
it
away
off.
to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knock it off.
okay.
Knock it away.
All right. Let me just leave it there then. Okay. That is its go. It is 6. Oh no, I'm not doing anything up there. That's the rough one. However, the second one. Polar bear.
Alright. Polar bear, go. Then have access to polar bear sheets. I'm just looking at what it can do. It can do 2 attacks, and it gets a +9 on one of them and a +12 on the other.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you tell it what you on your turn, sorry,
Yeah.
you get to use your bonus action to
Yeah.
tell it what to do. And then
Yeah, that's
it'll follow those
essentially what I'm doing.
instructions.
I'm basically ordering it to attack, so I guess it goes on my
Okay.
initiative. Yeah, so. Yeah, so.
Yep, it'll go for it.
I am going to use my action on my turn, though, as well.
Yep, go for it.
Because considering there's only 2 of us, even if we do have a polar bear on our side, I'm going to try to even up the odds. And I'm going to pull up another animal from the bag of tricks. It's good old faithful, the walrus.
Oh, walrus joins the fray.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the polar bear is making short work of this crag cat, tearing into its hind and ripping its furs from its body. Damn,
Yep.
it's already wounded. Okay, and you got a walrus. I'll drag that on.
Yep, and walrus is also going to attack, I guess.
We'll say the walrus does that next turn.
Yeah.
There he is. I gave him some art, guys. He's cute.
Yep, we have Wally the walrus.
All right. Perfect. All right, Hulla, you're actually up.
I'm going to swing at the cragcat with my warhammer. Because what else am I going to do? Get away!
I hope if it says
Which
you're
is
not
not
in reach, then move you slightly there.
Okay.
Does it let you roll?
So target is 10 feet away and my range is only 5 feet, so
yeah,
I'll move
that's
a
what
little bit closer.
Yeah, I had
Alright,
this same problem yesterday.
Yeah. That's a hit. Smacked it round the head. Ooh.
I hit myself? I didn't hit myself, did I?
Oh, wait.
I might have done.
You did, but don't worry. I'll undo that.
Okay,
For 7
thank you.
damage to the cragcat. You see one of its long saber-tooth-like teeth just snap and fly into the snow. It lets out this tremendous pain roar. That's a good hit.
I'm gonna hiss at it too.
Oh.
Go away.
Then it's back to the cragcat. Oh man, that was nasty from both.
Please attack the polar bear. Polar bear attack first.
They're both threats. I'm gonna roll the D2. One is polar. Okay, it's polar bear. All right. Yeah, it's probably a bigger threat after all. It's gonna let in own bite. This primal battle takes place between two apex predators of Icewindale. This is what you'd imagine to see on National
One of them
Geographic.
misses.
Ah, damn. The claw is not enough to pierce the hide of the fuzzy polar bear. I think, however, this next one might.
Next one?
Wait, Geist, you're up first. Oh, no, you're not. Yep. Cragcat number 2, sorry. Leaps off the shelf. This was the other one. He rolled a 15 on his stealth. And this one will leap down and pounce onto... I'll pounce onto Hulla. And this one has advantage. Oh, can you give me a strength saving throw, Hulla? On its first turn, he managed to like position himself up on that shelf. But this turn, it looks like he's lined up. Oh, Hulla,
Another
somehow.
parry.
You didn't even see this. I don't even know how. You don't see this coming, but the
I'm
cragcat
throwing it behind my
above.
shoulder to make another hit, and as I'm putting it on my shoulder, it accidentally like just knocks this guy in the face.
Crazy. All right, lands down here though. Does have advantage on the claw. Oops. Shit. You know what? This battle's not going to last long with that polar bear. I've got to actually hit you with all right. Oh, fuck, man. Holy shit. That 20. Yeah, I crit because of it was hidden. Oh my god. Well, you passed the save anyway. 17 slashing damage to you, Hulla. That long rest, that short rest has just been stripped away. Now you've got bigger problems. Alright, sorry, guys, it's your turn now.
Right, so my bonus action, I'm going to roll the walrus to attack the top cragcat, polar bear to attack the bottom cragcat. But for my action, considering I'm on the back of the polar bear, I guess I'm one square further down.
Yeah, you're sort of, yeah.
Then I am gonna take aim and try to shoot the top cragcat. Haha!
That's a hit.
And guess what? And guess what?
Your sneak attack?
You get sneak attack.
Double sneak attack.
Yep. And the other one's dead already. That's a shame.
Sorry.
I was about to act.
If you'd like, roll that anyway. Oh wait, we got a 9, yeah?
Yeah.
Hold up then. Because they had 6 HP left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have finished that one off before the polar bear struck it, yeah?
Yeah.
If you'd like.
Yeah,
So
and
then in that case,
then the whales from the grave is a D6, which then goes to the other one.
Oh, that's the thing that does it. Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. See, the bottom one, instead of taking the polar bear attack, takes 5 slashing from Halefir that suddenly manifests next to you, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see him.
Yeah.
Kind of ghostly. He's there, but he just suddenly rises up out of the snow and then slices and dices into the back of the crag cat, which does kill it.
Yep. And
So
then the other
polar
one
bear can
took
use that
9.
attack on the...
Yeah. The other one
Yes.
took.
And
the
that ends combat because the
Yep.
polar bear slices across the throat of the other crag
Yep.
cat. My god, these,
Yeah,
these
and
fuzzy animals. They're fucking-
yeah, and the sneak attack as he like cuts into it, I'm just imagining like the howl of a wolf as he does so. So that's like the whale, essentially.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And Ghost is just
Later,
like,
then sort of dissipate.
right. Wally the
Right.
Walrus, go guard the entrance of this guy, just sort of lay there in front as extra blubber shield. I'm a polar bear. Drag the crag cat corpses all the way over here, so if there is a scent of fresh blood, it's going to be further away from the guy. And I don't know about you, Hulla, as valuable as those are, I don't give a damn about harvesting them right now. If they're still there when we get back, we can harvest them. But if there's a Yeti up there, and if we've just had to face these two things, I think we best get up there so that we can warn the guys.
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm with you. All right, let's
All right.
go.
Meanwhile,
I'm glad you had Wally the Walrus, but I was really hoping you would pull Neil the Seal
Yeah,
from the bag.
yeah,
You know, the Tasmanian seal that's such a menace to everybody in that little town.
yeah.
Neil the Seal. We'll have to come back in the next exciting episode of Fuzzy Friends. Back up to the top of the mountain, you three and Andy are scouting out ahead. 607, maybe admiring the frozen waterfall that winds its way to this very large shelf. And downstairs, they obviously just mentioned about how he jumped off the side of the mountain. You can see there is a ledge right at the very top. And yeah, that's probably like a 70-foot drop.
Yeah, we
The mountain
kind of
goats make it look effortless.
hung back anywhere, and there's no way we can really save these people without Hulla.
Of course.
So I don't really know what.
You can
can do.
find them.
So-
Dig them out of the snow if need be.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Andy
There is one thing, yeah.
hunting, kind of keeping, seeing if she's hearing any noises, under the snow. Because I don't have any other way of telling her it's a search and rescue.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what then. Roll me a perception check with advantage.
Okay.
And I'll see what you say. Okay. Nat 20, right? Well. There is some noise, but it's not underground. It's coming from a cave. As you just walk around this corner, you see that there are tracks that lead into this. And I'm going to take you three to a battle map. Because you might be rolling initiative of your own, we'll see. But you have got a massive heads up with that Nat 20. You can hear something inside. Like it sounds like a rattling sound. But well, Andy isn't able to communicate that to you. They just sort of alert that there is something, and their eyes sharpen and stare into the entrance of that cave. Frozen cave.
Guys, I don't know if somebody made it to the safety of the cave, but there's something in that cave.
Hey, look, it's our old camp.
Not that one. This one. Sorry. There you guys are. The tracks are large humanoid-shaped tracks, but they appear to be barefoot, heading into the cave. And there's also a set of tracks that lead out of it as well. But let me give you some light, because I know this is during the day. Just wasn't expecting you to have such clear vision. But here you go.
It's a good job that we clearly heard about that Yeti that clearly exists.
Mm-hmm.
Can we
No, we
can
didn't.
we roll to see if we can identify the tracks?
Yeah, anyone
Is
with a
te-
survival or
Okay.
To
Do you want
shoot.
us to roll survival?
mm-hmm.
Ah, I haven't a clue. I don't know what that is. Do humans wander around barefoot in the snow?
Well, you heard with a nat 1, Ashanti, you remember there's a Goliath in this party, and that could well be him. Maybe, and you've also remember when people have extreme hypothermia, there's this weird phenomena where they tend to take their clothes off as if they feel like their body is burning. So it's likely this Goliath took his clothes off and his boots and has just been wandering in the snow. And maybe he headed into that cave.
Okay, I'll tell that to the guys that there may be a Goliath up ahead.
Okay.
But he's
Okay,
taking
so
his
it's that
clothes
guy we're
off.
looking for then.
So
It might be.
So if that's the case, then it looks like he must be alive. And if he is, would you like to go ahead just in case he sees us as a threat?
I can. The only thing is, it's odd that the trucks go in and come out. So,
Well,
I'll go ahead.
we heard about this rumor a fair few days ago, probably weeks now. So maybe they've had to survive up here.
Okay.
I'll hunt the goats, maybe, yeah.
I mean, the dogs
And-
survived, so maybe
Okay.
these
All right.
guys did.
Maybe we should all be quiet just in case. I will scout ahead and see what I see. And then,
I can put that on follow for you. There you go. All right.
Thank
So
you.
yes, this cave is very dark on its interior, even with this daylight. It doesn't seem like it penetrates through the entrance of this, pit of darkness.
I'm gonna go look in this corner just to see if there's anybody laying down in the corner.
No,
Nope. Okay.
doesn't appear to be. But you can see the tracks
Again.
continue on.
Yeah, I'm just searching to make sure that I'm not leaving somebody slumped up against a wall since it's so dark in here that I'm not seeing.
So you're not actually inside the cave yet. That's the entrance here. This is the pathway around the mountain.
Well, I'm gonna take a peek just a little bit, and then if I don't see anything, then I'm gonna turn around and come back, and then I will.
Yeah.
I'll shake my head at the guys, and then I will go into
Try
the mouth of the
a
cave.
second set.
try
So
shouting
a
for
second
him.
set of
He
tracks.
was called.
No, I'm not
Mukingo.
shouting.
Try calling out to him. His name is Mokingo.
Yeah,
I'm
Mukingo.
I'm not shouting. I'm gonna. I'll go in the cave and see what I can see. But how dark is it in the cave? Can I see it all, or is it total blackout?
For you, it's going to be dim light because your
Okay.
half-orc dark vision allows you to see.
Okay.
There is enough of
come
a
in.
Give her
light
some light.
outside filters in.
Barry,
No,
you
no,
think
no,
I should
no.
give her some light?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we should definitely try and shout for this guy if this Goliath's here. Maybe he can call back to us. He might be stuck or something.
Yeah, let me put some lights out for them.
So I'm gonna call out to Mukingo.
Because you're going quite far ahead, Shanti.
Yeah, I am. I was gonna go up to, the
Right,
edge
let
of
me
this
just-
lake, and then circle back around the other side, and then come out and tell the guys what I found.
So
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to tell you then. It's not a lake that you're seeing, but rather an incredibly long, deep pit. This is...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like it falls down into the mountain itself. A massive
Oh,
chasm.
Okay.
You can see the most
Then,
of the
like I
floor
s-
has fallen away.
Okay.
Your 60-foot dark vision doesn't see the bottom. That's how deep it is. But there is a bridge that's like made of natural stone that seems to connect and looks fairly safe
In
to
front-
cross. But
In front of me.
not safe.
Okay.
Yeah. But doesn't look as safe on the other side. as you begin to realize there's some sort of tunnel strewn with bones.
Okay, I am
Humanoid.
gonna
Humanoid bones.
come out and oops, I can't. Game's paused.
Okay,
Mokingo.
sorry.
I'm
Mokingo.
gonna come out and I am gonna tell the guys.
Mokingo.
Stop shouting.
Hello.
Well, don't shout too hard. We just had an avalanche, so there maybe won't. Well, no, because it still might be loose snow above us. So
We're
maybe
inside
don't
the
shout.
cave.
Yeah,
Okay, guys,
we're not inside the cave yet.
I just came out of the cave. There is a
Did you find
tunnel in
Mokingo?
there. No, there is a tunnel with a ton of bones in it. They look like humanoid bones, which means
Oh.
if the Goliath is in there, it went crazy and maybe ate its companions.
Well, we really need to find him.
Oh god, that's never a fun time.
So do we wait for Hulla and Geist, or do y'all want to come in and maybe
Well, I could.
quietly look at the cave?
I mean, if he's in there and he's gone crazy, I can. I've got something that could calm him down. So we could.
You can calm his emotions.
Yeah, I've got that.
Right. Be aware as you go in the cave, about 20 feet in front of you is a chasm, and I could not see to the bottom of it. And I chose not to drop anything down there because we have no idea what's at the bottom of it, and I didn't want to alert them we were up here.
Okay.
So I didn't want a swarm of goblins to come out of here. So if we want to come in, or do we want to wait for Geist and Hulla?
Well, what if he
Let's take
goes
a peek
crazy?
at the beginning at least.
Yeah, what if he dies while we're waiting?
Okay, then let's at least. But y'all stop for 10 seconds and make some arrows in the snow pointing to the cave so that they know where we went.
Why don't
So-
you just? Why don't you use your boat? You have your owl like hover where we are.
Because we might need her inside to see. It's really damn dark in there.
Even with dark vision, and even with these lights. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for making arrows.
There we go. Doesn't take you a second to quickly draw them in the snow.
You can see okay in here. Mokingo!
You
Mokingo?
whisper, and your voice does echo into here, and immediately you see the drop that Ashanti was talking about. 607 walking in here blind could potentially just fall straight in.
If you're
Oh,
a
good.
crazed Goliath, rage once.
The
Major
tunnel
ones.
is to the right. If you the tunnel with all the bones in it.
Okay.
Path does
um,
indeed split. You got 2 routes you can take.
So we follow the footsteps, right?
Well, give me a second. Let me map some stuff out here.
Oh yeah, you're going
it
in
happen?
blind. I can see what's going on.
Well, as
Is
it
that a
happens,
wall?
Barry, there are 2 tracks. One that seems to head out of the cave, and one that seems to head in.
So the likelihood is the most recent is the ones heading in.
It's hard to distinguish them from one another. They look like they could be from the same individual.
Is it? Can we tell which one's fresher?
That would be a survival check.
Okay, I'm not great at those, but sure. Yeah, I'm not great at those. Yeah, we're not.
not.
Yeah.
We're not great at those.
Can't quite figure it out. Floor's very
Okay.
icy.
Guess we head towards where you said there might be a crazed barbarian.
Yes.
Sorry, a crazed Goliath. I don't know if he's barbarian.
Right.
I'm just
Very-
assuming now.
Since you have tremor
Okay.
sense, do you want to go in front of us?
Oh
Since
yeah,
you-
I'll stick that up.
Okay,
Travis
and
says
then
it is.
607, do you want to catch our rear, or do you want me to watch behind us?
60 feet.
Uh,
makes sense.
Yeah, I'll be at the back. I think I don't want to
Yeah.
go towards the bones.
Are you wanting me at the front?
Yep.
Yes, because you've got tremor sense.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, but
Need
it's
to
60
keep
feet.
two. Okay, both of you. I'll keep one here and keep one here.
Okay.
Can you
Sure.
see? What are you seeing now, Barry?
I'm seeing bones. And
you
whatever
s-
this drop or pool is, or...
Okay, so as if you can see bones, I'll describe to you. These aren't just haphazard bones littered around. No, there's shelves for these trophies, skulls set into the walls along the little niches. There's blood on the ice, and there's half a torso, well, the lower half, just a pair of legs. They look like they were wearing cold weather clothing, but that too has been ripped to shreds. And there is a
Sense...
shattered battle axe head on the floor right there as well.
Do I sense anything?
Yes, you do. 60 feet from where you are, you probably pick out the movements of something scurrying. Like at first on like 2 legs, and then it kind of goes down to 4, and then 2. And it's kind of back and forth up ahead around the corner.
Fucking go.
It's quite small, whatever it is.
Oh.
There is a small furry-like creature that seems to be scampering around, like as if it's playing with something up ahead. And with your 60-foot of vision, you can actually see there's someone
There
shivering
is.
and a terrified look over this poor girl's face. Although they might not be a girl, this could be the halfling you're looking for. In fact, you met them before, very early on. You
We
recognize
did.
her. This is Perilou Fishfinger, and she's sat at the back with a bunch of other like trinkets and treasures, and this small little
Oh.
furry horned creature is like hopping back and forth with a playful kind
Oh,
of
the halfling's the one that went crazy.
Hey, you're not the Goliath that apparently went crazy and ate everybody.
Barry, you pick up something loud and tremors next to this wall over here, and Perilou says, "No, no, 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 no! Quiet, quiet!
Wait.
Oh
Oh,
no! It's
what's
too
going
late!"
on? Oh,
Ah!
oops.
What?
She has an
What
absolute
is
look
still
of
here?
terror on her face as you hear something thud onto the ground. Barritomus right behind
Oh,
that.
we should back
You've
up.
come in too
Wait,
deep. You hear a scream from the strange little bestial creature that lets out a yelp upon seeing you all, and it rushes south. And that's when you see coming around the corner a muscular,
We should back up.
broad-shouldered, furry monstrosity with swept-back horns that suddenly bears these
Wait,
immensely powerful canines and jaws.
that doesn't make sense. Yetis aren't real.
you must be dreaming, because this thing shows up and
Okay.
you see the small little yeti leaps onto its back for safety as this perhaps very territorial, very protective mother suddenly lurches forward and rushes towards you. And I think that's definitely going to be a
Roland?
call for initiative. But also, I
Oh,
feel like I was going to wrap up in about 10 minutes, and I think
we
that's
got
essentially a good place to just stop anyway, I think, just on that
no.
chaos. I mean, I mean, yeah, I think that's good. I think we will stop right there as the Yeti lets out its bestial roar right in front of you, and you realize just how much shit you might be in. And Perilou is terrified all the same. She like tries to cower underneath these big fur blankets, like she's not even there.
It's a shame no
But
one warned us about this Yeti.
yep.
If only
And
someone had known about it and they'd been able to warn us.
no, yeah. And you realize at this point, the Goliath may not have gone crazy, but those legs
Wait.
back there may have just belonged to him, and he could be
Oh.
any number of one of those skulls on the niches.
See,
But
next I was thinking the Yeti, well, Yeti in quotations,
turned
might have
into
been
one?
Mokingo.
Oh,
Yes.
the Goliath is
Yeah, yeah.
actually a were Yeti.
Yes, he's dressed up. He's just like in a zoo, you know.
No,
Oh
he's
my
he's
God.
just a tribal barbarian who really gets into it when they go into their rage and they actually assume like the actual form of partially the creature.
Yeah, he's a shapeshifter. That'd be sick,
Yeah.
actually. The Yeti shapeshifter. But yeah, before we end, let me give you the art. You can see it in the top right, actually. I put it down on the map for you to all see. But yes, the Yeti Tyke. This is called.
Yeah, I wish
Kind
you
of
would have made it
adorable.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
you
did you
have-
make it cute?
Uh,
I was
Wait,
like, oh, it's only a Yeti tyke, and then I was like, yep, my character would definitely be like, oh, that's cute. Let's go in.
I
I
wonder,
have 6 intelligence, so
can we adopt the
I
Yeti
lo-
type if we kill the Yeti?
uh, well, I'll tell you now because it's not a spoiler. But someone could have had a secret that is called Yeti Tyke, which means you've been raised by Yetis, and if you had that secret, you could actually like communicate with Yetis. But no one has that secret here, so
No.
I'm afraid it's just gonna be
Yeah.
combat. But yeah, there is one secret that you basically look something kind of like this.
That would actually work.
Well,
My
Perilous,
kobold character.
yeah,
Almost.
Perilou Fishfinger's background is basically Yeti Tyke because she seems to be unharmed, and
she could help us
the
fight.
Yeti here, it looks like as if she's protecting it as if it was one of her own young, maybe. But she doesn't have any weapons. I will say that much. She looks terrified and helpless. Oh man, but yeah, no, that's a good one. Awesome. Well,
All right.
I hope you
We'll
guys
wrap up there.
enjoyed. We'll end the stream and catch you all next week. Bye
All
bye for
right.
now.
Bye for now.
Yay!